Ha. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Wizard Team, a Harry Potter podcast for true Potterheads. For the last 5.5 years, we've done a deep dive into the wizarding world with spoilers abound, but today we are hanging up our cloaks. I'm Bayana.
And I'm Robin. Today we're celebrating our retirement from the Wizard Team podcast and looking to the future of Black Girls Create content and community.
Yeah, so we're here. We're, it's kind of surreal a little bit. As much as I'm definitely like, yeah, okay, it's time. It is kind of weird.
Time.
It's very weird. But hi everybody in the chat. It's open this time. It's like, I mean, we've done live streams before, but it's like different for Wizard Team. Usually we have like, 5 people.
The bad actors. It's like, it feels like for some reason, and like, I'm just going to say it, like part of, it's not really, but a part of the prerequisites for becoming a Patronus and being active in the chat. Because we have a lot of like Patronuses at that level who just weren't active in the chat. And it was just like your ability for nonsense, I think.
That was the prerequisite.
Some people started off cool and like totally fine. Bianca, it was like harmless. And then all of a sudden, nothing but problems. Delia had really interesting things to say. Now she's running the show. She my boss. It's crazy. And Amani is still a perception of our imagination, a figment of our imagination.
Magical birthdays. It's his birthday today. So
it's his birthday. Shout out to Amani.
But yeah, so we're ending this, and like I'm sure y'all, I mean, I honestly don't know because I haven't listened back to our recent episodes. I'm sure it was becoming clear that we were no longer as interested, and I think that one of the things that we really want to make sure we do when we do content is that it's something that we enjoy. It just started to get harder and harder, but we also wanted to like actually like have a complete thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think either of us really thought about, oh, we're just gonna, like, none of us, we never had this like conversation where it was like, I'm sick of this, like, we're just we'll just end it now. It's always very much like, maybe, like, is it time? Might be time. And then
I mean, it also became a like we were having fun, we finished the books, let's try these things, and the new stuff sucks and it's not fun. We thought we could have fun making fun of it, but no. Maggie joined the chat and I was like, oh my, do you remember? Like, there was like y'all could go back and find my reaction the first time Maggie joined the chat, and the evolution from Maggie's in the chat to Magus.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like kind of going off that too, like there's so many people that we've met through doing this, so many like really like strange and also wonderful and like all these kinds of experiences that we've had that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't have done this. And so that's like exciting too, like it's kind of cool. Like a lot of the stuff that we like, I don't think I'll ever be like, oh, what's Wizard Team? I my name currently says Potter Who, but not Wizard Team. Like I've always enjoyed like the podcast, even when the content was not like the content that we were talking about wasn't as interesting or felt like pulling teeth. Once we actually like sat down to record, it was always fun and silly. And yeah,
for sure. I think one other like thing to note is that like the podcast, at least for me, it gave me something for the last 5.5 years to like really like anchor me in, you know what I mean? Like no matter what was going on, like Bayana left me high and dry. But I would see her on Mondays, and like, you know, things were hard. The world was burning, but Mondays we recorded Wizard Team. Tuesdays I edited Wizard Team. Wednesdays we would talk mess about Wizard Team. And so that was like something to like rely on, and something that like didn't, you know, didn't drastically change. And for someone like me in particular, having that that little bit of structure was really, really like impactful and helpful, and at certain points like saved my life. Y'all all saved my life, so you should thank you for that, I guess. Or F you. I'm not sure. It remains to be seen. Can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, I have similar feelings about it. Like, I definitely, especially when I was like, when I left you, apparently, it was nice. It was nice to like know that, especially because, you know, you're like, I'm in a new place. I'm like, you know, new environment by myself, all these things, and knowing herself, like,
not with me,
abandoned. And like knowing that, like, okay, Mondays or Sunday, whatever days once we started like formalizing like every week, this is what we're doing, like, it definitely helped me. And especially like earlier on, I was so excited about it. I was like, oh, I gotta go home and record Wizard Team. Like, it was like a thing. And like everybody that I worked with, everybody that I like knew that I did this because it was important to me. And like Wizard Team and BGC, but I mean, like, me being like, I gotta go record my podcast, it was like very much like, I think my mom at one point, I think our moms were talking to each other, and they were kind of just like, oh, you know about this thing that they're doing? Like, it seems like they're really serious about it. Like, very like
I mean, okay, my parents, when we went to Dublin for LeakyCon, and my parents showed up being like, what is this? And then like after one of our panels, my dad, like, we were walking and this girl came up to me and asked for a picture with me. And I was like, with me? And then like, my dad was like, don't do that. Like, you're really good at what you're doing. And people like want to tell you that they like you. And I was like, that's doesn't compute. But like, yeah, it was also really funny to hear like my dad, who, when I was like, before Wizard Team, but I was still an adult, would be like, oh, your Harry Potter friends. Like, he was just like, yeah, you're going to go talk to your Harry Potter friends.
Whatever those are.
And to them, like, now my mom's like, yeah, y'all take my money every month. You know, whatever that. Yeah, it's great though.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. And like, I remember, I think we may have talked about it in the episode that went out last week. Only vaguely remember that episode for obvious reasons. If you haven't listened to it yet, you'll know when you hear it.
Y'all should cash app me, not BGC, me, because I had to edit that because Bayana.
Okay, but I edited the other ones. Hold up, but I edited the other ones, and they were marginally worse. Maybe. They were worse. There were other ones that, because I remember specifically, I mean, I was rambling in those too, but it was a joint effort and it was worse. But what I was gonna say is, like, I don't know, just like the commitment of like, I remember like an episode got lost and we had to record and I was not anywhere near my books. I was like, oh, I gotta get all the way to Oakland to like record with Robin from San Francisco, and it was like a whole thing. I was texting my mom, can you just go in my room and find whatever book that was, take pictures of the chapters to just send me the pictures and things. Like, it was a thing, and it was so like, yeah, it was fun knowing that was like a thing we always had.
Before we're joined by our first guest, I just need y'all in the chat to calm down. Okay,
I can't even keep up.
This is long. This is gonna be a fun romp. A fun romp. Okay, Connie, stop typing. Because enough.
Yeah. I mean, I am gonna be honest. Don't know how much I'm gonna be able to keep up with the chat. I'm a peak, but I don't know. Also, now that reminds me of those times when we got distracted by the chat and we're trying to record and folks whiling and we couldn't even record because people are saying too much. Just doing too much.
Do less, you know?
Or I mean, I guess not. I don't think we've ever really said to anyone do less. I don't think that's really our motto.
It's not, but we can change it.
We can pretend.
You know.
For today. Cool. So we're gonna bring on our first guest, but really quickly, an announcement.
Yes.
So if you let me pull up the little banner. If you go here, blackgirlsgrid.org. Yeah, I just realized blackgirlsgrid.org/merchandise. I forgot it was a podcast for like 2 seconds. You can get Wizard Team merch, and it's currently 40% off on DFTBA through Sunday. So, you know, if we're waiting to get the shirt, waiting to get the stickers or whatever, just do that now and you'll get 40% off.
Yay.
Wow. All right. Let's bring on our first guests. We are joined by Katie and Janae. Hi.
Katie,
Janae.
Hi. I really feel like when we die, not that I'm making it, you know, but you know when Black people die.
Oh,
when Black people die or Black people of note, and I like to say we're of note now. Like they make the most wild photo collages, and I feel like it'll be like us. Maybe it's just like maybe someone do this for Wizard Team. Like we're not dead, we're retiring, but still, like do a Black person collage, and it should be like us and Katie and Janae, and like everyone that like all of the guests that are going to join us. But I really do feel like you cannot really separate BGC's Wizard Team and the HPA at this point. Like
no, not at
together. If we had a long-term relationship, this is it right here.
I'm honored to be included in this airbrush.
I really didn't know where you were going with that. I was like,
I was going, and I was like, I could have got a different way of just being like, these are our work wives. That might have been more.
I mean, I think either way.
This is such a landmark, and we're just happy to be at the party. Like I mean, Janae should talk. Janae and Robin are the ones that originally met y'all and brought us together.
I didn't know where that was going. I was like, should I?
You were the original.
But yes, you are correct. We were the original. We were lonely at a convention, and that's how we became married.
Janae literally was like, I work for the HPA, and I think my mind short-circuited because I was like, oh wait, the HPA is here.
That is a convention that shall remain nameless that had a very quiet vendor hall. And Robin and I had a lot of time to hang out. And you always know at a convention when you're like at a booth that somebody has become your friend when they end up on the other side of the booth, right? Like you end up like, you know what? Just come around. Just pull up a chair. Pull up a chair. Just hang out.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I was looking through my email for I don't remember what I was looking for, and I saw like the first email we ever got from Janae, and I was like, "Oh my god!" It's been so long now. Like literally,
that's so sweet.
Yeah, it was super weird. I mean, I don't know how I got to it, but I was like, "This is 2016. Like, what?"
Can I tell you how prophetic that time was? Because like. Janae came back from that conference and we were like, how was it? And she was like, really dead. Nothing going on in the booth. Things not great. However, I met this person named Robin and we need to become friends with her. Because she's just doing the coolest stuff. I want to be her friend. I want to do things with them. Like
Robin was like a point in the debrief.
Yeah.
Like, okay. We shall never return here, but this part.
Hilariously though, we found out afterwards that me and Janae were both at Netroots like 2 years before that. Like, so we
Oh,
should have
wow.
been friends
Yes.
earlier.
It's
That's
a tragedy
phenomenal.
that we didn't
It was
hang
a
out at that
tragedy.
Netroots.
That's
I know. It was probably because I was like, how dare these white liberals try to prove a point and
Yeah,
have this conference in the middle of the summer?
y'all. That was,
wait, was that the one when people got up on stage and
yes.
Yeah.
interrupted Bernie Sanders? Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
really
that one.
sad that you two didn't hang out at that one.
I know, because I was enraged. It was like my first. It's like we're going deep on this. It was like my first like progressive conference as a professional and like in a nonprofit, and I was like, this is going to be great. And then by day 2, I was like, what the hell? What's happening here?
I was
It was a
also
time.
enraged.
It was a time. It was a
for
time.
completely different reasons. So it's probably best that we met when we weren't both just like, I don't think this is
Yeah.
what I want to be doing.
Yeah, probably.
This is not the company I want
Just
to be
hanging
in.
out. That convention was also like the weekend that Pokemon Go got released, and so literally we spent the entire time just on Pokemon Go, chatting. It was great. It was great.
It's good.
Overall, a great weekend.
You remember that summer? That was like just everyone was out and about
Yeah.
and like staring at their phones, but there was a level of camaraderie in
Yeah.
the air.
I do remember that.
I
We
was
had a-
late to my
yeah.
birthday dinner because it was walking distance from my house, but I had to make a detour to get some Pokemon that Portia would know, but I don't know. And like I ended up following this Pokemon and
Mhm.
showed up 15 minutes late to my own birthday dinner and was like, sorry.
And everyone was like, it makes sense.
It
Yeah.
makes sense. You are who you are.
I remember I was at a conference for work and like I was walking with my coworkers and like they would just keep peeling off like, oh, this because I didn't play it. So I was just like, all right, you good? You want me to wait for you or you no? Okay.
And
I remember the first time someone was like, oh, do you want to battle? And I was like, I do not fight my Pokemon. I save
Yeah.
them. What do you
That
mean?
part never appealed to me. I always was like, I just want to
Collect them.
collect them all and love them and get the Pikachu with the hats.
I
don't like-
regularly will tell my friends, like, hold up, I have to stop here and leave my child for war so that they can earn me coins so I can buy cute Pokemon things. Like, which of my children shall I leave here to fight every day?
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye.
I also
Snorlax, it's you. Farewell.
the closest like battle stadium thing, what I don't remember what they were
Mhm.
called, to where I lived was a cemetery, and you had to go
Ooh.
into the cemetery to actually access it. And I was like, this doesn't feel right on a lot of levels.
No.
Yeah.
Good decision making on your
Got
part.
into the battle.
Yeah.
Okay, we were supposed to be talking about us being work wives and things,
Yeah, but
right?
you know, I think that this was also good because we're talking about fandom.
We're bonding.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. This is also how every meeting between us goes.
We just
We've wondered what it's like for
hours.
HPA and BGC to like plan. It's like this always.
Yeah. Yeah, I distinctly remember our last meeting. We were like, we're talking about important business and planning and exciting things. And then at one point, Robin was like, and on a related note, Jordan Knight's album slaps.
It does. Okay. We don't forget it. Give it to you. Baby, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Do it right. Treat you right.
I was a big fan of his music during like his return to music post New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
So, mhm.
Yes. And then we also found out that Jordan Knight and Nick Carter did an album together. And that was really sad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Quite.
I loved the Backstreet Boys so much and so deeply. And like just the older that we've gotten, just the more nonsense that's come out of there. And I'm just like, oh, what a what a letdown this is.
This is
Right?
like is this like our fandom thing? Is like we all collectively are like, I loved this thing, and then
Oh,
man,
no.
oh man,
And then it attacked.
it attacked.
No.
Either you die a hero or you live long enough to be the villain, I guess. I don't know. I like that we didn't talk about Wizard Team retirement or the HPA changing our name.
We didn't. We should do that now.
We can do that now. We have like a few minutes.
5
Go.
minutes. We're good.
We didn't, well, but these are two like really big things, right? We both
Yeah.
got our start in Harry Potter and have branched out in different and beautiful ways and have gotten to grow alongside each other. And then in the same like 24-hour period, both announced, like, by the way, time for something fresh.
It's over. Bye.
True married life. We're just like, oh yes.
We
Yeah, I
are
remember
both.
seeing
We're
y'all
consciously
tweet and being
uncoupling.
like,
Yep.
We're consciously not from each other. We're still very much coupled together, but
We're
we're
coupled
consciously
with each
uncoupling
other.
from the fandom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
We've
remember
made
seeing
a
y'all
household
tweet
decision.
that we no longer go here.
We no longer go
That's
here.
for our
The
family.
schools, we are
Mm.
looking for a place with a better school system and
Yes.
less crime.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
that's what we're
Mhm.
doing.
We
Adults
just want to help
actually
feel safe.
listen. Yeah. Lots of no bachelor.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. We're gonna announce our new name is gonna be like next month. We're gonna roll it out with a website and all that. But
Mhm.
like we did a survey last month, people voted on it. It was pretty close, like there was a very big majority for one name. So
Mhm.
Is it the one that we wanted? You don't have to tell us, but is it the one that we?
Yes. Yes.
yes. We have to we gotta look back at those Jordan Knight notes, then we can know. It's the Backstreet Boys. No.
No. The Backstreet Boys Alliance.
If it was for Robin, it would be in sync. So
Safe Alliance.
Yeah.
Not her.
The
here, for
JCA.
people, yeah, I was gonna say, people who are listening, Robin is holding up her JC Funko Pop that she got, along with all the other ones too, but she's holding up the JC one.
you have all.
I got Joey.
Not all 5.
I got Justin.
I can't believe this.
I got Chris. We're gonna have to do this all over again when Eliana joins. And I got Lance.
It's beautiful.
Amazing.
Someone was like, oh, notice how Justin's first, because I have them in like a pyramid form. And I was like, no, because Justin has like he's 111 and then JC's 112. And like the thing is that
12 where the players dwell.
exactly. Thank you, Byron. I was like, actually, y'all think, oh, Justin's number 1, but Funko knew what they were doing, and they were like, we could give JC 111, or we could give him room 112 where the players dwell, because
for
we
Robin.
like his Timbs, his baggy jeans, and his thug appeal. Okay.
This is just incredible. I had no idea that this is where this would lead.
No, not at all.
You didn't.
But here we are.
But here we are. That was
Did
incredible.
any of us know that this is where this would lead? No. We did not. But here we are.
I see a direct line from that empty, lonely vendor hall. This celebratory party populated by friends and Funko Pops and nothing else. Just like that vendor hall. It was-
Wow, really brought that
Okay.
back around. Good job.
thank you.
Really
Thank you.
quickly, because we have like 1
Yes.
minute.
Yes.
Can you let our folks know? I mean, they probably already do, but where does one find the HPA or the
Where
organization?
can
formerly
we
known
be
as-
found? I
Yeah.
ask myself that every day. We
We can be found at thehpalliance.org and also on the internet currently as at the HP Alliance, anywhere where you find
basically
find
everywhere.
media content. We don't have a TikTok and we need to. So if anybody's
Yeah.
jonesing to make some
Yes.
sweet TikToks, we
Yeah.
got space for you.
We got some TikTokers in our community. I might be like,
Ooh.
hey, who wants to take over the HK
Come on
TikTok feed?
over.
Yeah.
We need someone.
TikTok on over here.
Yeah.
I think that's beautiful. Yeah, we're gonna have a new website in like 6-ish weeks, I think.
Yeah.
But like it will still redirect. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same
Or just-
places.
Well, thank you guys so
right
much
here,
for
Will.
joining us. Oh,
Thanks for having
joining
us at your party.
Thanks for being our friends and always including us in all of your fun things.
Thank you for making this awesome podcast that has made so many people happy, and for making all like the
Yeah.
other like amazing stuff that has come from building that. Like,
Yeah, like the best,
y'all are amazing.
most fun partners. Y'all are great.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go buy some merchandise, 40%
Yeah,
off.
do
My
that.
goodness.
Blackgirlstreet.org
Everyone go shop.
/ merchandise.
Woohoo!
Katie's
Have
got
fun, y'all. Thanks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Congratulations. Thanks.
Yeah. Yay.
All right. And next up, we're just gonna keep going. More friends.
More friends. It's a party.
We are gonna be joined by our friends. There we go. Olivia and Proma.
Yay!
Just put something in my mouth. I'm a
I
mess.
started eating an apple like 2 seconds before we press go live, and so it's just sitting here getting brown.
That's exactly. I was literally 6:57. I texted Olivia, and then I was like, Rick was like, "No, you forgot me." I ran to get a snack.
I'm drinking a Spindrift.
Ooh.
Sponsored content.
We made it 30 seconds.
Sorry. Made it 30 seconds before I started talking about seltzer water. I'm gonna start talking about jeans in like 2 seconds. Everybody get ready.
What are
You know what I just realized is that hometown, what was it, the mac and cheese place? They never
Homeroom?
sponsored us. Homeroom.
That's true. We did for a minute. We did try to get
And now
I mean,
you
I
can't
don't-
even really eat
the thing
homeroom.
The thing is that I don't know that try is the right word.
No, we just kept
we just
we
kept eating homeroom and then being like, we're eating homeroom. Maybe they'll sponsor us.
that word?
And that was pretty much it. Yeah, and now
Yeah.
I can't. And I'm really sad about that. Thanks, Robin.
I'm so sorry. Well, maybe they might have gluten-free noodles. You don't know. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe. I have
I'm
to
gluten
look.
free too. This got
Yeah.
chaotic so quickly, everybody.
I'm trying to find my light. I don't know where.
I'm trying to I'd have to stand up so you can see the shirt, but
Oh yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll do that
We're
later.
Mine
we're
on.
nothing.
Wait, I almost put mine on. I'm an idiot.
It's
no,
okay.
do you have on a Wizards in Space shirt?
No, I have it on a star
Oh.
shirt and a
Oh, okay.
sports bra
What's-
because I just got back from a walk. So
That works.
yeah,
Stars.
this
are
is what I got
space.
vaccinated in. Actually, it's a,
Ah!
so this T-shirt has like forever value to me because I will
Nice.
always remember I got vaccinated in it. So yeah.
Love it.
yes,
Anyway, hello friends. We just
Hello.
like
What's up?
burst of energy.
I'm coming right off that HBA announcement that that they're going to be changing their name. So now I'm all like,
What is it?
so excited.
What are they gonna do? I know.
What's it
I'm
gonna
excited for the
be?
website, too. He's so cute.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
another thing that we tried to recall last week, but didn't
Could not.
do very well at, is how we all met. It wasn't like, again, this is another one where it was
No,
Robin.
I
but
recall
was
the essential part. It's just the specifics got fuzzy.
okay.
There's Leviosa.
Yeah, I
It was
wouldn't even have
Leviosa in Vegas.
remembered Leviosa.
I forgot
And-
that we went to that conference, so I hope nobody who's watching that like organized it.
I think the people who organized it forgot about that conference. I'm not
We
gonna
spent
lie.
most of our time by the pool, so
we were in the
Yeah.
mountains, we were in Vegas on the desert at that beautiful pool. But yeah, it was Leviosa. We went with Mark Oshiro and our friend Hannah, and we did a bunch of panels with Mark and Robin. I don't remember how we met, but I just have this very visceral memory of standing in the lobby, like making a scene with you because we were
Yes!
yelling at something. And
We were yelling about.
Like,
This is,
Robin
I remember this very
so cool.
vividly. We were yelling about Cursed Child, and I was yelling about how I had seen it, and then you both were like, "We're about to be on a panel. Let's go!" And then I was on the panel. Like,
Oh, we do that. We tend to do that. We
But also
they were
because
like, "It's perfect because you've actually seen it," but we were yelling about Cursed Child.
we had felt so up until that point so gaslit about because we knew a bunch of people who read it. We knew a bunch of people who read it and saw it in a very quick succession, or like maybe saw it first, and everyone loved it. And it was like the first time I can recall as a Harry Potter fan being so significantly divided from my fellow fans. It's like literally about the thing we love. It's like, we're here because we love Harry Potter, but here's a Harry Potter thing that I hate.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do with that. So it was like the beginning of the end of my just a long journey of as a Harry Potter fan of being like, well, what the hell? And good practice, I guess, in that way. But you were the first person outside of our like immediate bubble of people we knew who was like, wait, I also feel the same and it sucks. And we were just like,
Yeah.
before she changed her mind.
Come on.
Let's go.
You're gonna stay in front of a lot of people.
Yeah. And now we have this very iconic picture of me, Proma, and Olivia just like in pain talking about it.
It made it. It's our error page.
I think it's
for the anthology website.
God,
when I was building out the staff page and it didn't exist yet, I just put that picture of us and I was like, oh, we'll do it soon.
So that was, but I think that panel, the photo at least of that panel, is from LeakyCon 2016 in the fall. So we must have met. Okay, here's where it gets complicated. We met that summer. We met summer 16, but Cursed Child wasn't out yet.
Right. Yeah.
Cursed Child wasn't out, I think, at Leviosa. I think it came out at LeakyCon.
It was like the end of it was like because Robin and I went in like August of that year, and so that was like right around the time.
Oh.
Yeah.
You must have been yelling about something else. Were you yelling
What
about,
are yelling about something else then?
You and Mark are just always yelling though. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, what
We're
I
all
do
yelling.
vividly remember about that LeviosaCon is the first time I met Mark was at WonderCon, and he was like, "Hey," and I was like, "What?" And I did it like a, "You know me?" And he's like, "Yes, we've talked on Twitter," and I was like, that means nothing. And then at LeviosaCon, he was like, "Hey," and I was still like, "What?" You remember?
Mark did this. He's
We
so good.
we met at WonderCon, and we follow each other, and I was just like,
Oh, I love
"Okay,
Did we?
did
Did that happen?
that really happen?" But yeah, so that was. I was trying to talk to. We were drunk, but I was trying to say, our Drunk Wizard History was like, had Bayana not gone to Chicago, she would have come with me to LeviosaCon, possibly, or with me to LeakyCon. And then if we were together, would I have rallied that Gryffindor recklessness? It's not Gryffindor. Like, shut up, Amani. Okay, it's a very Ravenclaw thought process of the only way I'm going to like do this is just to close my eyes and do this.
The
And you guys
anxiety is the Ravenclaw part. The build-up is all the Ravenclaw part of just realizing you have no other option. And then the Gryffindor part is when you're actually like, okay, I'm just gonna put myself out there and like freaking jump off this tree or whatever. Tree? It's a tree now.
Sure. And I remember like meeting you guys and then like really wanting to just like follow you around, and you were going to the pool or whatever, and I just was really like,
we were for sure going
We were always going
whatever
to the pool.
con we met at, it doesn't matter because we were definitely going to the pool.
Yeah, but I don't know. We love people, I guess I could say. I do. I think I'm the grounding force in that love.
Yeah, no, it's always Olivia's the people person, and then usually like because it's me, Hannah, and Olivia a lot of the time, it's like Olivia being social and like being just like a normal, like kind, outgoing person. But then Hannah and I are usually just kind of like Crab and Goyle and just like glowering at people and being like, "When is this over?"
Yeah, that's me. I make Robin do the close your eyes and jump, and then I'll just be like, "Hi."
Yeah. So then it was like, but it's definitely, if I'm by myself and I do not have Bayana, I'm like, I will either sit in the corner. I remember this so much. My first LeakyCon in Burbank, LA, I was like crying at the Yule Ball because I was so
been there.
awkwardly anxious.
Oh.
And also, like, I saw you guys, but I was like, I can't just go up to them because then it was like very in my head, like,
No,
If there's
you were
anyone you can just go up to,
I will say that is
would argue it's us.
that is a con where I especially like we were very like bubbly and in our like Harry Potter feels at that one, and I was like I remember being just so overwhelmed and being like, wow, this feels like because it was a smaller con, right? It wasn't like a big
Burbank was
convention. There was, like,
small. That was also the conference that we got to the ball and then it went in the bathroom and there's somebody throwing up like immediately. So that ball was just like chaotic from the
oh my god, I
start.
don't remember that, but that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I was like, and
I remember that ball. It just is just like a blur, but with the sheen of just like joy and comfort and being like, I literally like I love everyone in this bar. Kind of. I spoke to people I hadn't seen in like almost a decade, and I was like, oh my god, how are you? Like
that,
how
yeah,
your
that was.
band that you were in then, but you're not now. I don't even know. We're Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Why?
Robin, did you come to we did like an impromptu Wizards in Space reading one night in the lobby at Burbank. Did you come to that?
I think so. I think I did. Yeah. This was also, so it was really funny because the Burbank one, I was staying with my aunt and she, I don't need to be telling her business, but she had a date. And I was trying to not go like crash her date, but she was trying to get me to come in the date. So we were having this like weird, like not saying the thing. I'm like, no, I'm fine here. Meanwhile, I'm like crying out of like just tense, like
I will say
I've reached my limit.
Like, come on. She's
crying
like,
at the ball is like a really good way to blend in at that point. Everyone is having like their anxiety meltdown or they're having with their friends, or it could be anything. You cry on the end of the ball, you don't have to answer for anything.
It's the last night, so you've been up for hours. You're like you've been eating trash food. It's like it's the epitome of conference like breakdown moment. So we're quite familiar.
But yeah, that one was such a weird time because that was really like it might have also been there was a story in Dublin, but that was the story where Teddy went back in time with the time turner. Because this is like Chris Child?
No, it wasn't. So here's the thing: is like we were coming up with that story at the same time that Chris Child was like announced but not out yet. And then so by the time Chris Child premiered, like I remember talking to Eliza like that week. I know Eliza's gonna be on later tonight and she can talk about the story a lot, but that was very much her brainchild. And I was like, oh my god, like you wrote a better version of Cursed Child and you wrote it first. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, because I remember being like because you guys were really like Olivia was doing Wizards in Space things, but also doing like volunteers, I think too. So whenever I saw her, she had like her headphone in and she was really busy, but also like or it seemed like you were very busy and like also like very like excited and happy, and then like promo was helping out and stuff. And then I like was texting Bayana and I was like, they're doing this time travel story plus Marauders. Plus I just saw Sirius Black quote unquote kill Peter Pettigrew in the vendor hall, and this is where we belong. Yes. Oh my god. And like these girls are the coolest girls, and I just had this like and I couldn't like find an equilibrium between like I want to be your friend and I'm fangirling so hard.
We don't have that anymore. Like I think a very important thing for anyone like entering fandom and entering fan spaces is like if you have kind of that disconnect of like friend and fan, it sometimes doesn't exist. It sometimes does, and the boundaries are very clear and you have to be cognizant of them. But sometimes like Olivia and I have been best friends for over a decade now, but we are each other's biggest like fans and cheerleaders sometimes, and like very fangirly in the approach, which I love. I love that this community has given us kind of the freedom to express that in that way, because I don't think everyone has that.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like, and that's kind of like what we try to do with Black Girls Create too, is like, you know, these are our homies, or like we're hanging out and creating, but you did this thing, great, we're just gonna like shout it, we're all gonna gas you up. Let's immediately like, and that's like definitely the, I guess, environment that we want to cultivate and,
foster. Yeah, and I think that's it's really important to like say, because I think it was also one of those things where with like Olivia and like Wizards in Space and stuff like that, it's like you can find your thing. And it doesn't have to be, it can be loosely tied, or it's an offshoot, or it builds out of your fandom, but it is very much like your thing and how you shine. And like, I think the part of me that was like fangirling over you guys was just the sense of like, I had known about LeakyCon, I'd known about all these spaces, and I was like, I do not belong there. It is not for me. And then I'm like, oh, here are these girls who are very much girls that I would, or women who I would be friends with, and they're like flourishing here. And then we find out more and more about all of the other things, but
yeah, I think so. I see. So I'm gonna hit a bunch of things right now. So leaky stories. I see in the chat. Quick explanation is at the time when we were doing LeakyCon, Promo and I were on staff, and we had this opportunity to both kind of stretch our writing muscles, and we both did a little bit of writing of these interactive stories that went through the conference. So they kind of started at the opening ceremonies. I remember I wrote an opening ceremony 2015. It was the karaoke party one. And then Promo, you got into writing them, and then we were writing them together. But even going back, I think Promo and I have been going to Harry Potter conventions since I was 15.
Since there were not fully 7 books. Like
yeah. So I think we kind of grew up in this age of fandom that was very much like a lot of the forefront of people were men. Just gonna say it out loud. But we had a very tight group of friends that kind of were getting in on the ground level of like, how can we participate in this? You know, and how can we stretch our creative muscles and do this? And I think as we've grown in these conference spaces, Promo and I have kind of been able to be like, wait, I want to do this thing. And something that I've loved is when all of this connects. So I have this visceral memory of when I brought the idea of open mics to LeakyCon, because it was something NerdCon was doing. And I was like, whoa, they're putting their fans on the stage. How can we put our creators and our fans on the stage? And Promo, you got up and did this like wizard stand-up comedy.
That was my first stand-up ever.
And it was your first stand-up ever, and I could not stop laughing. And it was on the big stage, it was on the main stage, which I really loved when LeakyCon had been doing that, because it just gave you these pictures, it gave you this opportunity to be on stage. And Promo, like, I just remember you doing that, and I just remember you being like, content warning, lost finale. And like, I'll remember that line for the rest of my life. And I just remember being so proud of you. And then that was kind of when I was like, and Wizards in Space was kind of already kind of starting to come into existence, but it was like, whoa, we can do this. And I can take this thing that I love, which is writing and a writing community and open mics and stand-ups, and bring that not only into this space, but other spaces. And it just all came together. And so there's just this beautiful story, I think, of how Black Girls Create got us started, and Promo, like your individual like comedy and writing like path, and Wizards in Space, and how it all comes together, and it's awesome.
Yeah. So going off of that, we're out of time. So can you?
We're out of time. I have things I want to say.
Wait. I'm sorry. I thought we had an hour. Where did I go wrong? Where did I go wrong?
I thought we had half an hour, please.
Oh my god, sorry.
No, it's all good. Can you let folks know where they can find you? And
yes, but I'm gonna also demand like a 30-second
go ahead
really fast and saying all of my thoughts.
You're good.
All your thoughts.
I'm gonna save it for after. I'm gonna do my thoughts first, because to that end of what Olivia was saying about like creating spaces within the fandom, I will forever be so grateful to you guys and to Black Girls Create for giving me space that I didn't even know I needed as like a Harry Potter fan of color, to like the panels that we started doing together, that we continued from once we met throughout to like a couple years ago, meant so much to me. I literally did not think that I could engage with these texts in that way. And I can't even say what that meant for me, and how nice it was to have people to share that with. And I hope that you guys are really, really proud and excited, because you've done incredible work in this community. I know it's a really weird, hard time for all of us to be Harry Potter fans, so this makes sense, but you have done exactly what we're talking about and created a space in which you can flourish and thrive as creators independent of
Yeah.
these books that were helpful to us for a time, and we maybe don't need them anymore to continue doing what we're meant to do, being who we're meant to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm promo it up on all social media.
I love this so much. I'm Livy Doll on all social media, and we totally launched a freaking anthology
We
together.
did.
Wizards
We
in
did do
Space
that.
and Black Girls Create, all Black voices stories, Black graphic designer. Everybody got paid, and I feel so honored that we were able to provide the logistical needs and the monetary stuff. It costs money to do stuff,
Yeah.
and that we were able to help do that. So check out, I see the link. That's awesome. You can also find us at Wizards in Space. We started planning our 7th issue. So we're pumped. But connect with me. I love talking to people, as you know. So I'd love to hear from you guys. And I'm so excited. I'm so proud of you guys, and congratulations. And you have built the most beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Love
We love you guys.
Came in with the feels
Love you
of your hand.
I know.
Swooped in.
It feels weird because it's like, yes, but it's also like, we'll talk to y'all later. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
and
this
then
friendship is not retiring.
Yeah.
This friendship isn't retired.
our friendship will never
You
retire.
better not.
No,
Yeah.
no, never.
All
All right.
right.
Well, bye,
Thank
y'all.
you guys so much.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you.
All right. So we have another guest. Who here. Okay, cool. So I think I'm gonna take my headphones out briefly.
Okay.
Hopefully that works. So our next guest is someone you all know or have heard from when
And love.
from when she was very little. And now it's been 5.5 years, so she's still little, but not quite as little. So let me back up. Sorry, I'm in a closet, so there's not a lot of space. Oh, careful! Don't trip on nothing.
Aminata.
Hi, Abby.
Hi, Ami.
What's that?
It's a drawing I made.
Oh, what is the drawing?
So here, I'm gonna go full screen real quick.
Okay.
This way. It says Black Girls Create
3 times.
3 times
Oh,
Colors.
with different colors. That's tight.
Nice.
Thank you, Aminata.
Yeah.
forever
All
the
right.
artist, a Renaissance woman, if you will.
So y'all sit on this leg.
Okay.
Okay. So y'all have what is that beeping? What
That's
is-
you. I don't know.
I know, but I don't know what it's from. Okay, we're just gonna ignore it. For now.
Ignore it. Ignore it.
Anyway, so
So
y'all-
much hair, Aminata.
y'all have probably heard her. We're gonna do this for a second because it's all in my face. So y'all have heard her. She was when Ami first came in and interrupted a recording. She was 3. And a lot of early Wizard Team episodes, we were like, what are we gonna do when Ami is 6 and we're gonna get her into Harry Potter and all that stuff. So we did do that. She has read
We did.
the first 3 books.
This is not
I know. She's read, I'll let go in a second. She's read the first 3 books of Harry Potter, but we thought it'd be good to have her recommend some of her favorite books that she's read that aren't Potter. So I'm gonna let her do this again, and I'm gonna disappear behind her hair. But yeah, so Ami, can you tell us your favorite books? Let's go top 5, and starting with your 5th favorite.
The 5th favorite.
Yeah, talk up so you can. They can.
Yeah,
hear
be
you.
louder.
No,
Right.
you don't have to talk in the mic. Just talk louder.
Oh,
So, what's your favorite? Or not 5th favorite?
5th
5.
favorite. 5.
Tristan.
Tristan what?
Tristan what?
The full.
Oh, Tristan Strong. But there's 2. Do I do
The
number
first
1?
one. The
Okay.
first one.
Tristan Strong punches a hole through the sky.
Yeah.
Why is that one of your favorite books?
Nobody told me there's gonna be questions.
Okay, never mind. Never mind. Number 4. Number 4.
You can't
Okay.
take the pressure.
No questions.
No questions. Okay, number 4.
Number 4. It's a Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I forgot what
Well,
it's
just
called.
that whole series, Percy Jackson
Yeah.
series.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. 3.
Number 3.
Maya and the Rising Dark.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Number 2.
Number 2. You're right. We're going backwards.
Aru, Arisha and the End of Time, and the rest
Nice.
of that series.
Yeah, you're
And
you're
number
reading
1.
the last book right now. Yeah, of Ari Shah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And the first number 1.
Amari!
And
Amari and the
Night Brothers.
yeah, can you tell us
Yes.
why you like it so much without spoiling? Can you just say a quick? I like this book because
It's cool.
it's cool.
It's cool.
Okay.
Okay.
We have one question that I think that you can answer. How do you feel about Snape?
You have to say something because it.
You have to say something. How do you feel about Severus Snape?
Barf.
Barf. Perfect.
Love that. Awesome. High five. Tight. Thank you, Aminata.
Yeah.
Bye.
Tell us where we can find you.
You
Where
keep
can
this.
people find you?
Playing Animal
say,
Jam?
Say they can't.
Playing Animal Jam is correct, but
Playing
she's 8.
Animal
You
Jam.
can't find you. Okay.
We can't find you. You're only 8. You don't have a phone.
Exactly.
It's
Can't find
fine.
you nowhere.
Nope. You can keep that.
Love
Thank
you, kiddo.
I will keep it. All right. Love you. Of course. Hugs. Yep.
Good job.
Come hug, Robbie.
No.
No.
You
You can hug me after.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye. It's my favorite part. Like she hasn't seen either of us today.
She saw me 5 minutes ago. It's fine.
It's fine.
She comes into my room every day when she finishes school, and I just pray. I'm going to start putting like a block on my calendar, like no meetings. I just pray that I'm not in a meeting. I like look at my clock
And you're just
and I'm like, oh crap,
oh no.
because knock, knock. And then she goes, ha!
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Absolutely. I because I usually, like my job is to, I mean, obviously but my job is to
au pair.
watch her. Yes, nanny. And like for some reason, every time I really start getting into like my work, that's when she's on break at school. So I'll like get focused in, and then all of a sudden, here she comes, like, "What's up?" I'm like, "Oh, well, just started working. Nothing else. Just chilling." All right, let's do this. We have a little bit of time. So up next we asked y'all to vote in this poll.
We did.
For the top 5 moments of Wizard Team. We got, I think there's 6 because there were some ties.
There were some ties.
There's a clear winner though. But we'll start from 3, and then we have some honorable mentions as well. So 3. So tied for the top 3. Top third moment.
Yes.
Yes. Sure.
Tied for third.
Is Ginny as and or eating porridge at all? I don't know when it
You
went
are
from
what
her-
you eat.
Okay,
That's
cool.
how I think how we got there. I think that's how we got there.
How did it get from she's still in there eating porridge to like she is porridge? That's what she is.
That's just who she is.
Um,
Flavorless porridge as well.
yes, very much.
No brown sugar, no cinnamon, nothing. Number
No cinnamon.
2 or A.
Oh no. Tied with 3 is hashtag
Tied with
dads.
third.
Tied with third.
Hashtag dad.
Hashtag dads, which y'all really went for the joy on that one, which I appreciate. I remember being very excited about it, and honestly, like I could probably reread that chapter now and get excited. I was telling the Sequent yesterday. I was organizing my bookshelf, and I picked up my like old copies of Harry Potter, and like for 2 seconds, my heart did a little flutter. I was like, "Oh, it's been a long time."
Is it this?
I
No.
was like, "Why?" And then I put it down, and it was gone. And I was like, "Cool, I can go about my day."
I was
But-
having a like introductory meeting with someone at my job, and I was like, I told her we all read the same books but not the same stories thing, and I was like, You might read Prisoner of Azkaban and think it's a cool little murder romp. I read it and I think about the commentary it has on the prison industrial complex and criminal justice reform. And she was like, oh. I was like,
okay.
I also think about cozy bookstores and only one beds and things of that nature. But
first and foremost,
it's neither here nor there. But it was really funny because I was like, yeah, when I talk about Prisoner of Azkaban, I always like go with the like criminal justice reform and blah blah. But if you like, why do I love Prisoner of Azkaban? #dads.
#dads. But you know, that was because of career advice in the best book of the series, Order of the Phoenix, if that's what we're doing. Number 2. So this is a 3-way tie. We gotta go a little bit faster, but number 2. So Hermione is black, and that whole hullabaloo, which was a great time.
It was a fun time.
Hedwig Giselle Knowles Carter, which I still maintain is fact.
Destiny's Menagerie.
Destiny's Menagerie, yes, absolutely. And I was trying to figure out how any of the Death Eaters could have been expected to find Voldemort in Albania, which I still again stands. I think we've said this before, where it's like we don't remember all of what we said on this podcast, but for the most part, stand by it. Like,
stand by it. I think it's really funny too because we did the brackets of like the best episodes, and the final 2 were the Death Eaters, which is where it's like how far does it how many licks to get to the center of Albania, and that is my favorite Wizard Team episode, and then Bagini, which is Bayana's favorite Wizard Team episode. So I love that we were very much on point with that as well, because
it means that we were also objectively correct.
And we pulled out the Google Maps, did the work. Still, the math wasn't mathin'.
Mm-hmm.
All right, number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1.
For obvious reasons.
How did we get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. So first off, I love that started because of the chat and Maggie, really. But like whenever it was like when the chat really just crumbled, you could see the melting where we would be very focused, close reading. And we look up and the chat is on something talking about rugby bays. There's gifts going on. They're like way over in left field. Like, how did we even do this?
Yeah.
And then it very quickly, as we got into more of the crazier post-canon stuff, became just a like, how did we get here in the story?
And also, like, especially because a lot of that stuff was happening last year, like during 2020, and we early on in quarantine had like this 90s music, like, I don't know. We just
I moved in and you were like,
I fallen and I can't get up.
Drew Hill
again. Let's do it. These are the
Let's
times.
Do it.
You want to watch Man in the Iron Mask, or do you want to watch the These Are the Times video?
Why not?
It became the whole thing.
It's the same thing.
Same thing. And so we especially like because that song was on the playlist, so it became a whole thing.
And that song is a Negro spiritual. Fight me. I don't care. And I have the same reaction every time that song plays. Every time.
Yeah. So I think that definitely fits because, you know, it's still a thing today. It still happens. That song comes on and all of a sudden I become Robin. I'm like
No.
Nobody. Yep, literally. Okay, a couple honorable mentions that were in the from the poll. It's onesie season.
I hate y'all.
I love it so much.
Onesies are one of my favorite things.
Earlier in the chat, Katie said that she had been searching for snake onesies but couldn't find any to get us.
I don't know if I told the story, and I'll be really quick, but GLA, the last GLA that was in person, I believe, was in Philadelphia. I walk into the like hall room thing, and Katie's like, "Hey, Robin," and she has packing, you know those packing like ball things that they're long.
Bubble wrap?
And the bubble, yeah, it's not bubble wrap, but it's just like those big bubble. It's like a line of them.
Yeah.
She has it wrapped around her. She goes, "I'm a historian," and I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's great.
Oh.
The next one is my audible side eyes, which I think there's been a couple in this one too. Mostly just trying.
I
to
am
figure out,
so bullied by those side eyes.
I'm gonna say it's really funny because the side eyes, they're for everyone. Oftentimes it's like me going like, no, like that's usually my and my dad just told me recently, like a couple days ago, that him and my stepmom do that like around the house sometimes. Sometimes he was like, yeah, we just do the Bayana no. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was.
It's very much a thing. It's such a thing. I think that like the audible side eyes too are great because you can hear them as much as you can see them. And I just love that is like,
I didn't even think about that. It's like
that it translates, you know what I mean? There's so many times when we're like recording stuff and we're always like, oh, I wish, or you can't see this, or I wish whatever. But like the side eye
you
translates through all mediums.
That's good to know. Another one is, and I don't remember the context for this, or why, or what, or bitch, whatever Robin's like quote was. Dragon periods. Somebody remembered. I feel like
I don't remember this.
I feel like it was Monty, just because like who else would remember this? But maybe not.
You know what this is? And I'm guessing, I don't remember it, but this is how my brain works. This is the Triwizard Tournament because I don't like eggs because they're chicken periods, and I just don't like eating those. Mm-hmm. And so dragon periods would be the dragon eggs. I'm assuming.
Maybe. I don't know. It was.
But
is what it was. It was very unfortunate. Okay, another one. That's not love. That's indigestion.
Stand by it.
Yep, absolutely. And then last but not least, once again, and evergreen is where's my wand, Tom?
Because where is it?
No one knows. Nobody knows. Okay, cool. I just thought again about the wand, and now I'm remembering when I think it was in the same episode in which Bagini was born. I won't try to come up with a different analogy right now. Where you were saying, you said that James was Where's My Wand Tom 1.0. Which
I remember Deb in like some newsletter, someone should find it in like the archives or something, made a Where's My Wand Tom like joke, and it was when I was still editing the newsletter, and I was like, oh!
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it'd be that way. The Potters asking Where's My Wand Tom since 1981. Cool. So we are gonna. Whoa, my computer did a weird thing, but I'm good. I'm back now. We're gonna bring on our next guest. But really quick before we do, just a reminder again that you can get 40% off Wizard Team merch. So this includes, it's like a bundle. So it includes the Black Wizards t-shirt that Robin and I are currently wearing, modeling sort of. The Bagini button pack, and then the stickers that have you get like a BGC sticker, and then there's all those different like house stickers from that Delia made last year when we did our fundraiser. So it's like a Drippendor and I don't remember all of them. Pufflestunt, Bavenclaw, Slytherin, maybe?
Slytherin? Yeah, I think so.
Get like them all in a little sticker sheet. And it's very cute. So if you get all of those together, you get 40% off.
Yeah. Wizard Team Essentials is what we're calling it.
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's get to our guest.
Through Sunday. And yes, let's get to our guest. It's Eliza.
Eliza!
Hi.
I love the excitement. I'm excited too, but I like seeing you guys. I miss you.
I miss you too.
I don't know how good my lighting is. That's why I'm wearing my brightest piece of clothing.
Yellow is Hufflepuff.
That's really why.
Yeah.
I don't have any like merch where I'm currently staying at my grandmother's, but I have a yellow shirt and a
Nice.
Hufflepuff heart.
That you do.
That's all you have to bring here.
Yes.
The puffiness is strong in this one. Okay. Let's get into it. But first, Eliza did two things early on in Wizard Team that changed Wizard Team forever. And I don't even think you knew it until much later, but she wrote the story, the LeakyCon story we were talking about earlier, that in which Teddy took the Time Turner and went back to the Marauders era. And it was my first like introduction to LeakyCon in general. And I was like, oh, I'm here for this. And then in that same conference, she did a time travel panel lecture, more like, and I was trying to write it down because I was like, Bayana is going to live for this, and if I don't get it right, I'm going to feel really bad. And halfway through, I got like one of those headaches where it's like, you're not smart enough for this. And then I just ended up being like, somehow they need to talk.
Yeah, I got a text that was like, you need to meet Eliza so that you could talk about time travel. I was like, okay. Cool.
I tried to take notes. I don't think I did it right.
I don't know but I remember when I met you, Robin, you were like immediately talking about how I had to talk to Bayana about time travel. You like came up to me to talk to her about it.
Because I love time travel, but I don't understand it, and it always hurts my brain. And so like even the thought about trying to sit down and figure it out is too much for me. And Bayana loves time travel, but she also loves to talk about the mechanics of it. So whenever we have a conversation, there comes a point where my eyes glaze over and my head hurts. And she's like, no. It's just like this, and this. And I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm tapped out. And then Eliza and Bayana, boom.
Right, which is why we
brain
did
hurting.
the time travel panel together last time
And
with Alberto.
Super fun.
Because we had to have like an actual scientist.
Yeah.
We're like, here's what it should be in our heads. And he's like, I'm a scientist.
So yeah, that was very much. And then I think in Dublin, you were just like standing, minding your own business. And I was like, Eliza! Like pulled Bayana. And then I was like, you, time travel, go!
Yeah.
But that was so much fun. I'm never minding my own business enough to not want to talk about time travel. I am it was supposed to happen last year, but you know, the panini. I'm getting a time turner tattoo at the next point that I can safely do that. Nice. I'm gonna get a time turner right here. Really like the book style time turner though, so it's really just an hourglass.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have to get a picture of that tattoo next to Bayana's "Time is Making Fools of Us Again" tattoo, and then be like, "These are my time travel friends."
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny because I remember like any time that like anyone goes, you people should talk. You like just like takes two people and just throws them in a room. It's always like, this is awkward. But that wasn't. It was very much like, we're talking about time travel, and I think you were like trying to convince me to watch The Flash, and I feel like I was like, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and it was like a whole like thing, and like Robin and Portia were just like standing to the side, just waiting for us,
just watching,
and just being big ass nerds, and it was great.
Which is what's important.
Yeah,
this is what this is. This is why we all love each other.
Literally.
Exactly. Ugh.
Yeah, and I have loved being able to like come on and rant on the show with you guys about time travel. I love how often, well, I mean, you've turned it into a whole franchise lately. but how often you were able to like squeeze in time travel even before you just made it a whole
thing. I
series.
know, yeah. Yeah, because I remember you're like the only person we invited or guests that we had during the
Cursed Child.
dark years or dark year and a half. Like we did Cursed Child through Fantastic Beasts. We were like, well, part of it was
We
like
have-
we don't want to ask people to like read these things, but it was like Aliza actually likes this, so it'll be fun because we don't have like.
And I remember being like, Elisa's seen the thing like 15 times, so I don't even think she'll have to read it. She just knows.
Right. And, like,
Yeah,
and
but then that was like the problem where I was a couple times like, this is different on the stage versus like I read it once and then just was like that bougie New Yorker who got to go and see it a bunch of times. And probably now never again, even when it opens, 'cause at this point I'm like, no more money to She Who Must Not Be Named, but I've seen it enough. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm never gonna see it again.
That was fun, and then Time Room was also fun.
I love
Yeah.
Time Room. I love that my Time Room ended happily. That was my biggest, like, I was so nervous because I would listen to some of them where it's like, okay, this is a good, like, I love this concept, and then it just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
Connie.
Just say it, Connie. She's in the chat. She knows. Connie.
She knows who she is.
It happened for a couple people though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even like some of my fellow happy Hufflepuffs beyond just Connie, like it was.
Yeah. I was gonna say Janae.
Janae's was bad.
Fixed it at the last minute, but it was really bad. Like it was one of those where we were like, no, we can fix it, we can save it, but it was bad.
Which is like fun though. Like that's what happens when you time travel. It's if Back to the Future has taught us anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes Biff becomes president.
Right.
And you live in the darkest timeline.
You do.
You
And
do.
then Katie and Janae's was also
Terrible.
awful. Honestly, that one was funniest because they were trying really hard to make it happy.
Honestly, the ones where it went really bad were more entertaining.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
my heart couldn't take that.
I had a ball personally. Robin was and I was like
killing everybody.
Very stressed out. I just was trying. My only goal for Time Room was like less trauma and serious living.
I was gonna say it's not about the trauma. Do you have like a tally of how many episodes had like serious living versus serious not?
No, I should do that. But some of them I would like start from jump. I would like, welcome to this guest who didn't even choose a point where we could even attempt to say serious. Thank you.
Well,
for
there was
being
somewhere
here.
like there was at least one, and now I can't remember which one it was, where he like lived happily for a while, but then like ended up dying at the very end.
Yeah.
So that's like at least like I don't know, especially being in quarantine, I feel for him in Grimmauld Place.
I think AJ was the only one where it was like it was either Sirius died or it was like maybe he could have lived, but we don't have enough information. And I think AJ is one of the only ones where it was like definitive, where it was like, oh no, he's like thriving. Which was
and that
shocking.
was Robin's favorite.
Yeah, because I think they said they were like, my goal is to save Sirius, and I was like, oh well, he's definitely gonna die now. Now that you said it, and then it worked. It
worked. It was amazing.
I couldn't go into like as a friend, I wanted to go into it that way, but also like as previously mentioned, I'm a Teddy Lupin stan. He is my baby because I did write a whole play about him. So like my baby. And as much as I also ship Wolfstar, it's like I have to ensure Teddy.
It's very much Tony Stark in Endgame being like, I figured out time travel, but what we're not gonna do.
How dare you compare me to Tony Stark? Did you not see my recent rewatch tweets about how everything is Tony's fault? Literally,
it is.
Robin definitely.
Everything is Tony's fault.
It is. I agree. But also in that one tiny.
No, you're right. He did go into it with like, we can do time travel, but we actually can't fix the trauma of the last 5 years because I don't trust that I would have had my child anyway. Which it's not like his relationship began in the time of the snap. I was like so annoyed. Like it would be a different life. But you probably still would have had your kid at that time. Like they were like about to get married. I don't know. Tony's a problem all the time. always.
Connie said I have to leave. Anytime Tony slander comes up, I'm like, ooh, poor Constance.
Listen,
Oh,
I
well.
love many people who love Tony Stark. I love them despite the fact that they love Tony Stark.
You
Some
know,
Tony fans are my best friends.
all your faves are problematic.
That's honestly, I love Wanda and she's a war criminal terrorist. So
Oh, my goodness. Anyway.
It beats that way sometimes. Anyway, before Connie yells at us anymore
I love you,
with all
Connie.
these caps. I can't even focus because of all the caps in the chat. What are you up to, Aliza? What's going on? I'm not talking about him anymore.
I've nodded in the chat right now, and I feel like that's a good thing.
It's just all caps.
Probably.
It's okay.
It's just all caps.
That's great. I don't want to be yelled at. But yes. What am I doing now? Nothing interesting.
Well, you can't leave the house, but you
I
can
can't leave the house.
You can be plotting time travel stories.
I am, except you can't time travel. Time travel that's my number one thing. Is as much as I love time travel stories, they never turn out perfectly if they're actually done well, because there's always a cost to time travel. It's never gonna turn out the way you want it. Never time travel. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. My time turner tattoo is gonna have a crack in it because you shouldn't time travel.
Wow, I love that.
It's gonna be the lightning bolt crack because I'm still fandom trash. But
I like the thought though.
No, the whole concept. That's
thinking about this for so long. Yeah, I'm in full quarantine because I'm helping take care of a sick relative, and all I'm doing is thinking about things I'm gonna do in a couple months, including getting that tattoo. But luckily, I am watching a lot of stuff, watching all the Marvel things. I am doing a Harry Potter reread with some people, consuming that content. It's good because I wasn't planning to reread any of the books anytime soon. But some of my fandom friends, we get together and do it over Discord where it's reading aloud to each other and then just ripping it apart. And it's reminding me of why I love the Potter fandom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if I reading it by myself, I would never, I don't think I'm going to do that again, but reminding me of that fandom, since we don't have any opportunity right now to be together in real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's been actually really nice. And yeah, I mean, I'm definitely the problematic stuff jumps out.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, you guys have been.
Yeah.
No, you were just there.
But when I finally do, I don't think I'm sure I'll reread it at some point. I just don't know when yet. I'm sure it'll be. It's now how the movies are ruined for me. We went so deep in that now it's I can't even.
Yeah.
So I'm curious with time and reading it the way it's supposed to be read, and not.
Well, and another thing that's interesting that I feel both of you guys have had with Ami is one of my cousins is 7 and she just read the first 3 books in the last few months and was would FaceTime me after each book and just go off with what she loved about it. And that is a cool experience to hear about it through someone who's reading it for the first time and is kind of the intended audience, at least for those first couple.
Mm-hmm.
I do. Yeah. I'll she'll tell me about when she was talking about Prisoner of Azkaban, I had to rein in what I'd want to say about it, which is well, how do you feel about Remus Lupin? Don't you feel really emotional about him all the time? No, she's 7.
Yeah.
And barely said she had just turned 7 in time for Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just I wonder what animal my Patronus would be. Maybe a unicorn. That's where she was.
Yeah, for Ami it was great because she emotes a lot.
So much.
Just in general. And I did Twitter threads the first 2 books that she read, and then I didn't do it this year or last year, I guess, because I was just no. I was just it's we can't do this. But she was so into it. I guess I did when she made the Severus Snape as a meanie.
Yeah.
Like in
Video.
the
I
very
love
first read, but I was like, that's funny, and I can't not share that with people.
That was a gift that I was so glad to receive
Yeah.
just as a person on the internet.
Hilarious. It was the most random. I didn't expect it, but it was great. And like, yeah, just like having those feelings, like it's nice when like they come to you because then you're like, oh yeah, like I remember those feelings of like liking this book at that age. It's like a specific kind of,
Yeah.
I just ran away from her the whole time because she would be like, Robin, and I'd be like, can't talk about it. Can't talk about it.
Robin's like,
She would say serious, and I'd be like, serious? And then she's like, he's a bad guy. And I'm like, can't talk about it.
What was weird to me too was like this happened when in rereading it that in So Much a Prisoner of Azkaban they just call him Black instead of Sirius because it's like he's the bad guy, we don't know him, last name only. And so talking to my cousin Miriam, she was calling him Black, and I was like, but we know him. You can call him by his first name because we're like this. So that was also just like a weird thing that stuck out in my mind.
Yeah, the whole time Ami was like, I hate him, and I'm like, okay, I guess, yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes
he's a bad guy, and I would be like, can't talk about it.
Harry feels the same. We gotta follow the protagonist.
Yeah, it's very funny. All right. Well, this is going by very fast. But
because time is meaningless. Also, truly,
time is making fools of us again.
Yes. So Lisa, can you tell our audience where they can find you?
On the internet always, since I can't leave my house. My grandmother's house. I'm on Twitter at Aliza Tweets, ALIZA Tweets. I make it easy. And yeah, come and tweet at me about anything pop culture, especially time travel. I'm ready for the Loki show because it looks like fixing the time stream. Here for it.
Yes. Also, Lisa's like a font of knowledge of comics as well. We didn't really talk about it beyond that, but like, talk to Lisa. She's the best.
I'm Nerd City with my Superman tattoo, which is so hard to show to people, but it's there.
Yay! Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I love to be. I'm so happy to be part of this. Thank you for inviting me, and congrats on just like the amazingness that has been Wizard Team, and all the cool stuff that you guys have built, and all the cool stuff you're going to continue to build.
Yeah, we got
build.
We're excited.
So many plans.
So many things.
I'm so excited.
All right.
Okay, love you both.
Okay, so next guests we have are the hosts of The Gayly Prophet. So let's welcome Jesse and Lark. Hi.
Hello.
Hi guys. Jesse, is that a ton of hair on your head? Did I miss that? I feel like we just talked.
Can you folks hear Jesse? I can't hear Jesse.
I can't hear Jesse.
All right, my mic wasn't on. I know how to do mics. I don't. It's not like I have a podcast or anything.
Nope.
Like my hair grows very fast. It's doing a thing. There's a lot of it. I'm probably gonna cut it soon.
Yeah, I just feel like her hair was a lot. Your hair was a lot shorter the last time we talked, but that is fine. It looks great.
Thank you.
Months, so
yeah.
Hair growth.
What is? I don't know that. We
time isn't real. This is still
Time
March
is fully-
2020. Like, let's be real.
So we've talked about this with like the HPA, but like these two also, we've tried to have like actually like very professional like meetings of like partners. I remember one time, like I might have been like our first time, and Lark had made like a Zoom meeting that just kept kicking us out because it was like enough, no more time. We need to, like take, you know, every agenda point.
Are 3 separate meetings.
Yep.
Every agenda bullet point took an hour because we just ended up just talking.
Going other things too,
Yeah.
and that, you know, that's how it
Relationship building, okay?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Networking.
That part.
So yes, so we wanted to have y'all on in part because of that, us being friends. But also because like Wizard Team's ending, but the Galley Prophet is still out here, and y'all are, where y'all are in Goblet of Fire?
Very recently.
We're like in the first
Early.
we like just released chapter 4.
Yep.
Yes. Which is way more fucked up than either of us remember it being. We're like, I think there's only one fucked up chapter. Wait, can I swear on this?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I can barely remember now, but like I feel like that happens. It like happens a lot where you're like, oh wait, no, what is happening? This is.
Also, when you get to Order of the Phoenix, I feel like we were like, yo, this is a lot in the first
just in the beginning
4 chapters or whatever.
Wow, I don't remember. Well, I don't remember much of the first 4 chapters of Order of the Phoenix, which is ridiculous because it's like one of my favorite books of the series.
It's just Harry being a sad boy and lonely.
For such good reason, too.
Yeah.
Everyone's so terrible to Harry in that book.
Oh my gosh, it's awful. Yeah, I remember like when we were reading it for Wizard Team, and like so many people were like, "Book 5 Harry is the worst," and I was like, "I don't like. No, he's suffering, and no one's helping him."
Exactly.
He's like, "Hey, did y'all forget about me?" Or
complex PTSD over here, and they're like, "Suck it up." I remember.
Don't let the author's ridiculous use of caps lock make you think badly of Harry. Like that's not his fault.
That's not his fault. It's a narrative. It's a craft choice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I remember like the moment when I was like, "Oh no, book 5 Harry isn't the worst. Book 6 Harry is the worst," and that's a different thing. Yeah, I'm excited to see you guys go through the rest of these books. Are you excited?
It really depends on how many more terrible things the author decides to do and how much more we can justify reading these books.
Yeah.
Which is part of the reason why we started 2 other podcasts in case we have to be like, you know what?
We're done here. Yep.
Tell the people about your 2 other podcasts.
So our other free podcast available wherever podcasts are is Escape from Reality, and that is escape but spelled with a G-A-Y. I don't know spelling, but I don't know how escape is actually spelled. But yeah, sure.
Just escape with a gay.
Thank you. Escape with a gay.
Yes.
Which can also be the basis of any number of genre books for the writers out there if you're looking for a prompt. Anyway, we are reading Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, a book. I don't want to say inspired by Harry Potter, but very much like written by someone who's like, I like this book, but what if?
I think it was basically because I remember it came out and I bought it like when we were doing Wizard Team, and I still haven't read that book because I was trying to read it and I was getting confused. And I think because I read Fangirl, which is like where Carry On first comes from. And it was like, she wanted to like get to that Harry Potter fan fiction type of thing without obviously the copyright infringement of talking about Harry Potter. So that's where it kind of, so it's very much like informed by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more about like the fandomness of it.
Yeah. I think it's like maybe one of the better books in this sort of like post HP genre where a bunch of people were like, I read Harry Potter and I really liked it, but you know what I could do better is X, Y, and Z. And depending on which book you're reading in this post HP genre, X, Y, and Z can be any number of good or bad. I've read a lot of them at this point, but Carry On is great because the main characters are gay, and it's you have Simon the Chosen One and Baz, his
vampire lover,
vampire love interest, that it takes 60 chapters for Simon to realize. Look, that we literally just recorded the episodes where it's like, oh wait, all of these feelings I have is because I want to make out with you. And it's like, yup, it only took you 60 chapters to do it.
I love that. 60?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and so you're like,
Over
it's a
300
slow burn.
pages.
Wow.
This is like literally a slow burn.
Yeah, I love a slow burn. Especially that's great.
But it's really good. It's really well written. It's a lot of fun. Again, actual gay people in it. So and
you mean there's not just like a I was gay once and then my heart was broken by a Nazi and I decided to never have feelings again?
Yeah, yeah.
Once upon a time I was gay and now I'm a teacher.
Now I'm a teacher. Oh my god.
Listen.
Oh my goodness, Robin. And then you said you had another podcast too, right?
Yes. We have a Patreon exclusive podcast where me and Lark are rewatching Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Because apparently we just love problematic faves, except not faves, more just like problematic creators, but that's all right. Because we both really love Buffy. And we're watching it not chronologically, but by the seasons we both love best. So we've started with season 4, which I feel like in general fandom dislikes, but me and Lark are like,
it's my favorite season and I'm very contrary. So I was like, surely there are other seasons that like Jesse probably loves more than this that I also love. Like logically we should have started with season 3, but I was like, I just really want to like fuck with everyone. So I'm like, this is my favorite season. We're starting with season 4 and then we can go back to season 3 after this.
I started a Buffy rewatch and I started at season 1 and I just stopped like episode like 10 or something like that. And I knew but I had to come in a couple times and I was like, I don't even know why I'm starting here because it's not where you start.
Because I did not watch Buffy growing up, and so like I just kind of she was like watching it, and I was there, and then I was like, what is this? Like, what's happening here?
I would literally recommend starting with season 2 and.
Yeah,
I had heard so many like great things about Buffy, so I was sitting and like it's of a time, so it's not like I'm like this is trash because of whatever. I'm like, oh, this is very of the time that it's in and very Joss Whedon, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I actually have not seen all of season 1. I've only seen the first episode and maybe the last episode.
Wow, I can't wait for 10 years from now when we get to season 1 because it'll be the last one we do. You can watch them for the first time.
Yeah. And also because we are both witches, we are only releasing our We Are the Gayer episodes on Patreon every full moon. So it will literally take us 10 years.
Actually, I think it's 11. I'm sorry. I rounded down.
Yeah. Well, that's good because, then again, I mean, everyone's problematic. I got this again, like you were saying, like how long you can stand to think about it. I guess is really the thing. And like, yeah, I feel like for us too, it's like trying to maintain the love of those things in a way that's not like, oh, now I have to think about the bad parts all the time,
Yeah.
It's easier with Buffy, I feel like, because TV shows are the creation of so many people. It's like, it doesn't just belong to one person the way that a book does. And also,
I feel like too, because like it's
Joss Whedon
over.
isn't hurting like swaths of people,
Right.
in one fell intentional swoop. Like,
Right.
it's real different.
And like
Yeah.
Buffy's
Okay.
not like they're not, time traveling to save somebody who doesn't need to be saved like today. You know what I mean? They're not like, oh, let's have a prequel too. Like
Right.
makes it easy.
Yeah, I
to
think
kinda,
the
like,
other
contain.
thing with Buffy that's so great is like there are like Lark said, there's like it's a lot of different people and stuff, but there are a lot of like seeds of that then spill over to like even stuff in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which you don't really think about, like, but it starts this whole Whedonverse that like he increasingly has less and less to do with too. So yeah, like I applaud you guys for taking that on. And I also like love that you guys are so intentional about like even I remember when we guested on the Gaily Prophet and you were like, Hagrid is a transgender. And I was like, okay. And then I think I messed up like twice, but you're like, nope, this is how it is. And it's very intentional and it's very thoughtful. And I think that like if you have that in your fandom, like analysis, I guess is what we do here, these podcasts, like it keeps it interesting and fresh and from being too much about the problematic people that might be involved. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it started off because it made us feel really good to be like, we're just going to read all of these characters as queer and trans. And now we have the benefit of it pissing off so many people, including the author herself. And I'm like, that's just an extra bonus that somewhere in the world there is a TERF who is just so angry and lose some sleep at night.
Yes, absolutely. Just see
We added like
every
10
time
more
there's a
trans
gay Potter
headcanons
character.
after last year, and we were just like, why not? And there have been people who are like, why do you read this person as trans? I'm like, because we can. Like,
Yeah.
that is full stop.
That's
Like,
the
we
only-
don't have
yeah.
any like textual anything, like just because we want to. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You're gonna do
And
about
that's,
it,
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
the only reason you need. Like
right?
Yeah. Unlike many a fantasy author, our imaginations are not limited by contemporary norms of the heteropatriarchy. So we're here to be like, yep,
We said what we said.
you can throw a fucking dragon in here. Everyone is queer. You know?
boom.
Love it.
That to me sounds like the right.
That's a tagline or something.
He needs on like on a sticker or something.
Yeah. If there are dragons, everyone's queer.
Ooh.
Queer people do love dragons. At least, I mean, I love dragons. So
Dragons are the best.
You're like
Dragons
speaking
are
to
best.
all
Are
queer people.
objectively-
I think you're correct.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all for joining us. This is so much fun, and we can't wait to see all the things y'all do in the future and to hang out and partner and just like talk more.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so can you tell everyone where they can find you?
yeah, we are on Instagram and Twitter at The Gaily Prophet. We are also on Patreon at The Gaily Prophet. You can find us on, we have a website, thegailyprophet.com, where people can reach out to us. You can listen to the podcast. You can buy our cool merch, of which we have a lot of fun merch.
Their merch is so dope.
Their merch is
you.
so good.
Every time y'all drop
Also-
stickers, I'm like, ooh.
Thanks.
Also, can we just I have to do this every time we talk to you. Can we just all take a moment to appreciate the Gaily Prophet?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still shocked. No one has claimed this pun in all of the years of Harry Potter fandom. I feel like Clearly,
it was one of those things where I was like, it's so brilliant, and I can't believe I've never thought of it before.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a universal like alignment or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for joining us in our little digital celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm excited to see what y'all are gonna do now that you're free of this.
Be free.
Yeah, no, you
The
can,
shackles
you
off
can
our
finally
feet so we
finish
could
Carry
dance.
On and then join us on Escape from Reality.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We're still only
let me-
halfway through Carry On, so you definitely have time to read.
Does that have time to read it? Yeah. Let me sit
Rob,
down
you
and do
have it,
that.
right, Robin?
I do. I just never picked it up again.
Well, now you can. You don't have to worry
Now I
about being
can.
confused. You don't have to worry about.
I know.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I'm on it.
Peer pressure, all the
Challenge
coaches are doing it.
Challenge accepted.
Where?
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Okay. Up next,
Who invited her?
we did because we love her. We got Eliana. Ooh, and your
Do
braids
we
are
love
cute.
her really?
I do.
She's such a bully.
I'm not a bully. Oh my
Wait, can I see your nails? Girl. Those are hella cute.
Wait, it was so funny. My sister just brought me some deep fried Oreos, and I've been over here banging on these cookies. And I was about to put another bite in, and then when Robin said, "Who invited her?" I was like, "Oh, that's me. It's my turn." And I was like, "Well, put the cookie down." See, Robin?
I have to say, I dislike Eliana, but I love her so fiercely.
put
She's
it-
like one of my closest friends who just literally does nothing but like we fight. Like all of our conversations devolve into
Fighting.
into us fighting
Oh my
and
God.
or ganging up and fighting with someone else.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, yeah. I could be fighting you, and then you could tag me in to fight somebody else, and I won't even blink. Boom.
Like, oh, it's time. Oh, bet.
Oh, cool. I did it.
This will-
Eliana is like literally the embodiment of the bitch I'm from Chicago meme. And
Wait,
and I am like
behind myself. I'm literally
Cars versus Chicago.
I
Yes.
literally have a CTA bus sign in my
Oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
stole it from my job.
I love that.
So hey,
Boom.
Hey girl,
What's up?
boom. I am glad that one of you guys likes me so much, and then the other person,
loves
it's-
you.
Is ambivalent.
one person's a bully, and then one person's nice.
I love you.
I
I'm the bully.
You're the bully.
I'm the
As
bully.
soon as I got on, she was like, "Who invited her?" But I laughed and I smiled. I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet."
That's how you know.
I know. I just teased.
Okay.
You're not a bully. Oh my God, you guys! I'm so proud of you. I'm so
Aw.
proud of you guys. This is so fantastic. Like, as soon as you texted me about it, Robin, I was like, "What? Oh my God!" First of all, like, it's over. And then I logged on today to watch it, and I was like, 275 episodes, and I was like, that's such an accomplishment. And you guys put us all together. You got this dope ass newsletter. Y'all got like 58 shows coming out. I was like, girls.
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, like, so all of these people that are on this episode, live stream, whatever, we met through doing Wizard Team, and we met Eliana. I think Robin and Ellie, y'all were at that LeakyCon. It's like
Well,
the
Burbank.
But I
hated
DM'd you
LeakyCon.
guys. That's how we met. I sent you guys a
Yeah.
DM when I did that little
Yeah,
teaser.
about the
Yeah.
Hermione Granger and the Quarter Life Crisis. I remember
Series.
that. Yes, because I remember that because you were listening to Wizard Team, and then you were like, "Oh, here's this thing," and then later, I think we had seen it separately, and then you attended, and we were like, "That's you!" Like, like, oh snap!
I was like, "Oh, this is cool." cool.
Yeah.
I didn't stick with every episode. I'm just awful.
I mean, shoot, me neither.
Okay, but this is the thing with Eliana. Like, Eliana will be like, I'm so awful. I'm never around. I'm never doing this thing. Meanwhile, like, we'll always like be texting, kind of missing each other. And then I'll be like, hey, so do you have time to link up? And she's like, oh, well, I'm directing a feature. Oh, I've got this. These music videos. Oh, I've got 15 different projects, and I'm really sorry. I'm so terrible. And I'm like, what?
You're creating. That's the whole point. That's all we.
I always feel so bad. I'm always like, I just always feel like I'm never around enough. And then even when you were like, oh, we've been this episode, I was like, me? I'm never even there. That's so nice that they asked me to come on.
No, but you're integral to like the podcast BGC, like how we even got to this point in the first place. Like, you're one of our first like kind of
the first feature,
like the first feature that we had on our site. Like, yeah, Robin's been lusting after Hey June on Maine for years.
Hey June made points. Okay, the first time Bayana was like, she knows him and can. Yeah, he sees this, and I was like,
this is like,
oh no,
separation. This isn't even. I'm like, this is not. I was like, this is.
She was like, if you want to do something about it, just tell Eliana. And I was like, oh
like,
no,
oh, shit.
Oh, shit. He's a human being.
Oh god,
he's not like away. Like
he's actually like pretty close in proximity.
Like, this is a realistic goal you would like.
And I was like, and if this is not what you want, then maybe chill a little bit.
Show some restraint.
Like,
I would always say, I'm like, oh my god, there's this girl Robin. She's on this Harry Potter podcast. She just adores you. Oh, all the time. I'd be like, oh my god, you see what she tweeted.
This is what I'm talking about. This girl is a bully. She be setting me up for failure and embarrassment.
I'd be like, look, oh my god, you just see what she said.
Here, come look at my tweet. Oh my gosh.
No, he was always.
I'm glad that this is our last episode of Witherton because I am going to self-combust.
She's like, I'm gonna perish.
He couldn't believe it though. The thing is, he's one of those guys. Like I think he knows he's like okay looking, but he doesn't think he's like heartthrobby. And I'm like,
that boy is fine.
Whatever.
That's fine. It's fine. He's also a wonderful actor, and you made a wonderful series.
So talented.
Yeah.
No, very talented. He's like he's doing a bunch of stuff right now too. He's got a bunch of short films he's been directing that are in all these little festivals. He's quite the guy.
You're quite the woman.
Yeah, I'm like, you out here.
It's about us. It's not about him. It's about us.
Yeah.
We're all awesome. We are all pretty incredible. I'm looking at just to go back to the newsletter. I literally I love the newsletter. I don't listen to the podcast all the time, but every Sunday I'm like, oh, Deb, girl, yes, I'm all newsletter.
Deborah is out here.
Yeah, I just don't listen to podcasts. You guys, I listen to podcasts more than any other podcast, but I don't listen to podcasts.
Deb helped me out a few years ago. She was like, you seem like you just need to take a bit of a break. You want a week off? You want a month off? I'll give you a month off. That was 3-some years ago, maybe more.
Better now.
And Deb has been out here, and it's
so good.
Wonderful.
Oh my God.
Thank you so
eternally
much. Grateful.
It's cute. Can I tell you guys, when I first got it done, and this is like just how awful and wonderful Chicago is, I had went out, it was so bad. I had went to go get some food. And when I was coming out the restaurant, this boy in the front seat of the car, he opens the door. He's like, oh, who did your braids? I'm like, oh my God. Because I didn't like him that much. And I was like, oh, this lady. I was like, I can give you her number if you want. And he was like, no, it's okay. And then I'm getting in the car, and some kid in the backseat is like, your shit fucked up. And then they all started laughing, and I was like, okay. I was like, well, will say they were right. The ends had more hair at the bottom, and it was kind of weird looking. I cut it. It look better now.
Well, it's cute. Yeah, and the color is really good.
Sometimes you should fucked up. And I was like,
oh my gosh, to be like, all right.
Oh, they like the show. Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean,
thank you guys. I'm looking at the
Eliana tried to get cute on Twitter talking about like her little show that nobody watched, nobody
I
liked.
remember that.
And
She was like, nobody watched Riley Granger.
And I was like,
we
well,
were like,
excuse the fuck out of me.
I thought I existed.
I thought I was somebody. My
name is
said
nobody, apparently.
my mama said I was somebody.
Y'all was in my mentions. I was like,
We took her to and fro. She was on there like, I am so sorry.
I take it back.
I take it back.
Like one step from a notes app apology.
But then I was like, well, I can't delete because I said that I got to stand on it. But damn, okay, my bad. No, it kind of said the non-existent.
Oh my god, not the non-existent community, Connie.
Oh my god, I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. Yes, Brittany, girl, they got me. I was in Hyde Park. I was on 55th. I couldn't believe these kids.
All right, you two Chicagoans. Chicagoites.
What I'm
Oh my gosh.
Talking about.
All right, Eliana. So what are you doing? What are you up to now?
Ooh, I think I'm fading out a little bit. It's the Xfinity internet. It's another Chicago thing. It sucks. What am I up to? Well, as Robin said, I was hired to direct a feature film that I directed in February.
Uh-oh.
So that's amazing.
We still have to celebrate.
I know. So I'm editing that. I'm in post-production on that. And then the same writer producer, he has another film that he wants to do this summer. And so as of today, I'm officially, thank you, Allison. As of today, I'm officially prepping to direct that. So I'm directing.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
Yes. Was that Hogwarts fell? That's fine.
Oh yeah. Sorry. This is my set deck. I got that from the PBS show, but it's like custom. So I got custom Harry Potter artwork.
From the PBS show.
From PBS
NBD.
show.
She don't be doing nothing.
No, not at all.
Just thanks. Yeah, booked and busy.
I love it.
I was like, and I told them, I was like, well, I have a short film that I want to do, and I need money for that too. So they're going to be funding my next short film that I'm shooting in the fall. So,
out here.
Booked and busy. So that's that.
Oh, girl, I love you. I'm so proud of you.
Doing things.
Me and my husband said, congratulations.
Not the Funko again.
And we can't wait. We watch with pride.
Oh, thank you guys. I'm so
welcome.
excited. I gotta tell you, directing that movie was like, it was a wild ride. It was a pretty wild ride. It was just a lot of like local people. And I actually walked into something where the whole film was cast. All the crew had been hired. I had about 10 days to prep because he was going to direct it himself. And then it just kind of changed. And so it was one of those things like, I think the first couple days I was like, oh my God, can I even do this? Like I was a little nervous, because it was just like, but then the first day on set, I was just like, okay, I'm ready. And I did it. And I was like, I got this. And I had it. So that's what I'm doing.
And remember what I told you like the second time we hung out is that I've got my ticket on your coattails. I am strapped in and ready to go.
I've always said, I'm like, grab on, okay? As far as I'm concerned, like we should all be riding on the coat. Like, I'm not grabbing on anybody's coat. Oh, I can't say the movie is called Loudburger. Yeah, it's called Loudburger. Right here. Called Loudburger. We should be done like with post-production sometime in midsummer. And I think from there, they're working on distribution right now. It's got a rapper as the lead character. So the distribution will kind of be connected to her. But so I don't have any information now on like when or how you guys can see it, but I will make sure that I share it, and I won't say that nobody watched it.
Yes.
We will definitely.
Because there's obviously a big viewing community that did watch the show.
Yeah.
I think I just am like, I just find it such a weird show that I think I'm just like, not good.
But that's wrong. And also, you've grown from that. So I could also see, like, you look back on things you did a minute ago and you're like, oh, that's not.
But also, I think
would
a lot of the things that you were unhappy with are a matter of, like, you with what you had and the resources that you had, you did the darn thing. So
that's true. No, it's, and I think it was so funny. Because the other day, or like a month ago, I came across like some old notes and stuff, and like an old notebook, and I was like, damn, we had a whole, I mean, there were just like so many versions of the show that existed before it went, like before we filmed the second season. And I think every time it just ended up not like what we filmed both seasons wasn't what it began as. I think all I see is got taken away, as opposed to like the show that was made is awesome too. All I see is like, oh, we didn't get to do that. Oh, we lost that. Oh, we lost that. And it's like, no, we still got a pretty cool show.
Yes.
Yeah. So
all right. So where can folks stay updated about what you're doing?
Yes. So my internet went out again, but I think you said where can they find me?
Yes.
Yes.
Like, so smart. I can be found. I can be found at Eliana Direct. It's on my little what is that? My tag? No, my title. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's on my little
Chiron
screen. My Chiron. Thank you, Robin. Also so smart. I can be found at Eliana Direct on all social media. Although I have got to get my Twitter fingers in order because my page is just a mess. I just tweet everything. I have like no couth.
Also, ElianaDirect.com, correct, is your website.
Direct.com is my website. And yes, and
Sunshine Moxie.
Sunshine Moxie. And I am putting my company on these feature films. So Sunshine Moxie.
Okay.
We'll have some feature films. Woo!
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, guys. I'm so proud of you guys. Really, like I actually feel bad. I feel like we didn't talk about Wizard Team or anything. All the other people that were such great like Harry Potter commentary, and we didn't do any of that.
That's fine. It's
fine.
Just like anyway.
Really, we just want to be like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Just know that as soon as I get shot up, I'm coming to Chicago and we are going to celebrate your success.
Things. No, we will. Especially like whenever you get, so I actually have a place here now. So I'm officially back in Chicago. I know I live in Chicago again. I know. So that's very exciting for me, as you can see per my bus stop sign. And I'm gonna be here, so you have to come visit. And then because Bayana, me and Bayana only crossed in Chicago like twice.
Chicago. Yeah.
And one time I left her outside in the cold, and I was so sorry.
I
was waiting for me.
I remember that, but it's a long time ago. I'm like, you did?
Oh, remember that one time I left Bayana standing under the train? It feels so bad.
It's so funny because we have I think I still have like because we were working on something and we could at some point go back to it. But I still have like all that stuff.
We
were working on something too that we need to go back to.
Working on something.
Always working on something. Okay.
You have to do all of those things still.
Yeah.
Stories.
Me and Eliana were working on a story idea, like a film idea. It might have been a show. We weren't sure what it was yet. We were working on books, coffee, beautiful things, our coffee shop event space.
Yeah, we still have to do that.
We're working on a convention. We be having ideas.
Forgot about that.
Like, remember FANFC? Bayana was part of the crew.
Yeah, and
she's noping out.
Y'all caught me at a. That was the time. It's gone now.
We very cool conference. I think it was pre the other one that went bad.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah,
It was pre.
it was.
Yeah.
We had fun talking about them though, didn't we? When they were bad. That was a moment. I was all in the Slack for that one.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for coming and sharing all the awesome things you're doing.
I want to say, I know they're not on here, but I also want to say I'm also really proud of Connie and Delia and Portia too. I know BGC, the whole organization, I think that what you guys are doing is so very, very cool. So to all the ladies of BGC, you guys have my heart, and I'm always going to be here to do stuff, but I'm also a big time director now, so just try to be
All right, we love you.
Bye.
Bye, girl.
And speaking of Connie, Portia, and Delia,
here we go.
Hey,
it's the gang.
It's the gang here.
What's up, fam? It's like we, never talked to y'all or see y'all. Long time no see.
Long time
like
no
we were.
see. Portia, my God,
why
stop
you scream?
Every time. God damn.
She's like, what did I do?
What happened?
Your face happened. And the hair.
I apologize for my face. I apologize.
The hair is great.
She said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry."
Oh, don't look at my nails. I'm sorry, Eliana. I have betrayed Bayana and Eliana and the Clickety Clack gang. Don't look at me.
It's minor. They just exist, so it's fine. I'm waiting. We getting these shots, and that's
once that second shot comes through.
Speaking
we're
of,
gonna be out here. We're gonna be back out here.
Delia and Connie, you two both are beautiful. Everyone on here is beautiful. I just wanted to also put that out there in this world.
Speaking of shots, I got my second one today, like 2 hours ago. So one, make room.
You're flying.
And Robin, thank you. I'm flying in as soon as I'm allowed. Two, this is the last 30 minutes of this
is all you got.
And then I'm gone. Okay. I feel it.
That's
There's
fine.
There's super serum going up and down my arm. It is about to pop off very soon.
Delia doesn't understand.
I'm gonna well, it's also spoilers for Bayana, so it's like I'm trying to balance the line, but oh man.
I think I know what you're talking about, and I knew that before, so
yeah, it's like kind of spoilers, but not really. But my arm is gonna fall off like IO. Just so yeah. I'm getting all you're getting all this energy, and then if you don't hear from me,
that's fine. We'll know.
Yeah,
we'll know where you are. So obviously we couldn't do this without inviting the rest of our sequent on here.
What's happening?
Without inviting.
Somebody got a window. She good. Don't worry.
We use up. We in here, but we also over there. We gotta get this up.
But yeah, so we won't be at this moment and like have y'all on the team if it wasn't for Wizard Team, which is like, again, like why, like earlier when we were talking about like we're not gonna just be like Wizard Team who, because like we had all these people. If we hadn't started this podcast, we wouldn't have met any of y'all. Who knows where Connie came from, but she wouldn't have come from wherever she came from, and
an angel.
Portia wouldn't have gone back to Twitter. Delia wouldn't have found us during Black Hogwarts, and we would have just been like, okay, we're just out here writing blog posts.
One blog a week. I remember that. I remember because Eliana was just on. I remember I was in Chicago, and I wasn't staying with you, Bayana, but you were there. I'm not sure why, but I was staying with my friend Alonzo, and we had watched RuPaul's Drag Race. This is one of my last like weekly essays, and I just wrote about RuPaul's Drag Race, and it was the worst thing. And I said nothing, but I was like, I'm on this couch.
Yeah, I guess I can write about this. It was a time, but now we don't have to do that anymore, and we can do real programming and actual content. We haven't done
all
that.
These brains on the screen be like, oh, you know what would be cool if we did this.
Connie, don't make that face like you didn't just have an idea earlier this week. Connie be like, I don't have ideas, and then she'll be like, idea, and I'm like, oh, interesting.
I try to chill. I be trying to chill,
come from?
really not chilling, and so I don't even remember what the idea was. Honestly, that might be the vaccine talking though.
But yeah, so y'all are all here, and not only are are we working together, but we're also friends.
Are we really?
She said, are we really?
Robin has like second guessed friendship or relationship with everything
The entire
that's come on the stream. Like, she's like, did you really like me when we first met? I don't know.
The entirety of
Are
our
we
friendship.
still cool? I don't know. What is that?
The whole
I
time.
just like, as if I didn't listen to the entirety of the podcast, then was like, oh my gosh, I get to meet these people in real life and hang out with them. Like, I did that because I didn't like you. Like, that's why I did. You got it.
It's an elaborate ruse.
We want to do this because I dislike y'all. Period.
An elaborate ruse. Y'all like Bayana.
Comic-Con and was in her childhood bedroom. Okay.
Yep.
I came and spent my 30th birthday with Robin and Bayana.
Time out. Y'all like Bayana, which is great. She's wonderful. You were not in my childhood bedroom.
Bayana was not. Yes, I was. Wasn't I? I thought I was.
I grew up in Anaheim. You were in my high schoolish bedroom. It's fine. Anyway, it's fine. I just wanted confirmation.
Bayana was not there. Bayana was not there for San Diego.
I was in Chicago.
I know. Oh, can we tell this story and then we can get into the cool stuff you guys are doing?
Is it about the pancakes?
Connie, yes, Connie came to stay with me, and then my mom was like, what do you want for breakfast? And she was like, oh, nothing. And my mom was like, you can't have nothing. You're going to Comic-Con. You need to fuel up. And Connie said, she said, do you want pancakes? Do you want a BLT? Do you want whatever? And Connie was like, a BLT, bitch. And then I had to come behind her like, Daddy, Connie over here asking for sandwiches. We can have pancakes and waffles.
Every time. It's been years. She's been sitting on this.
She's like a Wizard team. Like it was that story's been on Wizard team so many times. Like I remember episodes hearing about the same story. So I feel like
5 years.
She'll never let it go away. She'll never let it go.
So next time I come to your house, I'm going to ask for I don't know the Queen of England because apparently that's whatever I want. But why would I do that? I am a guest. I'm a good guest, and I don't know how to have hospitality. I'm Harry.
Look,
and
Nicole is your fellow.
I don't know how to do this.
Not Harry and the Weasley.
Nicole Hooley is your fellow 9. It says not a BLT. She agrees with Robin.
for breakfast?
But Nicole is also like Nicole be playing, but Nicole is like I feel like Nicole is like low key high maintenance with food. Like Nicole's not going to settle for just anything. Nicole's going to be like.
But Bayana knows, like there's like you get a like a menu that you could choose from.
Bayana's
and like
been there since she was born. I just met your mother 5 minutes ago.
She just got there. I'm not gonna lie, I remember the first time I got to go visit by myself, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm about to get spoiled." Like I was like, "Oh, it's lit."
Next time, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, so we're all here. We should talk about the things that we're doing or are about to do.
Too much? I mean, what?
Well,
I'm not doing anything.
What kind
I'm getting a break.
Ish. You're getting a break from what? Talking
about Harry Potter
being recorded. That's about it.
You're like
running a whole
production.
community.
You have like whole ideas sitting in the lab of your mind.
Look, wait. I need you all to understand, all of you listening at home, like maybe, especially if you're just like a casual Wizard Team listener, like I think you probably think like Black Girls Create is just like Wizard Team. We get off a few little cute tweets, but the amount of work we be doing and the amount of ideas that these people be having, but Robin especially, these people. These people.
You don't need to just say that
they be having us working. And like we be
They.
doing a lot.
Okay,
and
Miss Nerds are typing.
right. Robin be having ideas. And so she wants to all the time come up into the chat and be like, oh, I don't do nothing, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl, did you just last week say you want to?
She was like, guys, talk about this language.
Busy.
I'm going to change it. And we're like, okay, cool. She was working on stuff earlier today. Goodness.
She going to be doing stuff, y'all. Don't y'all worry. You going to see Robin around.
Robin has no ideas, like she has no friends. Like,
yes,
neither of those things are true.
Drag me to hell and back. Damn.
Yeah,
Mind my
so,
business.
So what we're doing,
right?
Delia, you go first. Since you're talking about they, let's talk. What are you doing? What do you and Connie have coming up in less than a week?
In less than a week, y'all.
Less than a week.
Wait,
6 days away.
Wait.
I saw the little countdown today, and it said 6. It said the number 6.
It said
That's
6,
less
y'all.
than 7.
Yeah, no, it's a little stressful, but it's mostly all right. Like you got to front load that work. But anyways, yeah, we have well, first and foremost, we have an Instagram account called The Nerds Are Typing, where we be typing characters, like our favorite fictional characters, MBTI, Enneagram. If you're in the Slack, you know what it is. You like our Slack community, you know how me and Connie be. I love the Enneagram. Connie loves MBTI, Myers-Briggs, if y'all don't know what that is. And yeah, that's gifts differing. And we would talk about it all the time. Like, you think we get extra in the Slack? We be in the DMs, like in-depth conversations about characters and their types. Why?
During meetings to prepare for this podcast, we had a whole 30-minute side tangent about a character that we're gonna type, and it was just like, oh, we should save this. We can't do it all now.
This. Oops.
Yeah, it's a whole lot. So we started it as an Instagram account because there's a lot of like like Enneagram, MBTI accounts that like have content like that, with the thought that we were going to have a podcast where we were just going to have those conversations out loud for y'all's ears. So that's what's dropping on April 20th. So on Tuesday, less than a week.
Nicole,
can I also just say,
Nicole's in the chat like, OMG, I just got it.
The nerds are typing. Yeah, we're the nerds and we be typing.
Double under there, okay? It's a double under there. We're typing, but we're typing, but we're also talking about writing at some point. You know, like it's layers to this.
Oh my god,
it's layers to this. You get to talk about story creation and also bad writing, because a lot of times, if a character is written consistently, you can type them, but sometimes it goes off the rails, and you're like, well, why is this character so hard to type? It's because the writing's bad. The writing is bad. But we get into all of that. I'm excited for the stuff we're going to cover. We have plans, too many plans, but
I love this because
I
it's
have no
very
idea.
much.
We have too many plans.
For the one idea.
Being
for the one idea, yes.
One idea.
I love this because
but it's an idea. The plans are still ideas within it. It's a tier. It's like a folder within a folder. There's still ideas, even if it's in the same thing.
In
any case, The Nerds Are Typing is one of many ideas under the tier. It's all in the BGC folder, and then it just branches out.
As I was saying, I love this because it's very much reminiscent to how Wizard Team started, which was just me and Bayana hanging out. You know, you do the thing that Black people do where you say goodbye and then the conversation continues on for hours and hours. And now, like 5.5 years later, we're here retiring this, and you guys are launching this thing that happened because you in the DMs, not saying goodbye, still talking. And it's very much like the reason why I say this is because I think the thing that made Wizard Team so much fun was like, these are conversations that we were having anyway. And like, we get to like let other people into these conversations because we found them hilarious. And look how many other people were like similarly, that was not a word. Similarly.
Yep.
You good.
Thinking about these things and wanting to talk about them, right? And so I, for one, am very excited for this. I'm also very excited because I feel like you can put all of your typing, bullying into this project.
No, it's only going to get worse.
Me alone.
It's the reason it's been getting worse is because they're prepping for the thing. So
yes, we're researching now. Like, we're not just like casual enthusiasts. Like, we bought books. We're on websites. We've taken notes. I made an Airtable. Do you understand the commitment it means that I made an Airtable? It's a really good Airtable. It connects all the things. Anyway, we got plans. We got books and research. We got Instagram memes on deck. Our first season's going to be like just walking you through the 9 Enneagram types and then the 16 MBTI types, which, Delia, she does a lot of the more physical work because there's 16 MBTI types, guys. Who decided that was a good idea? It's fine. And so we're going to walk you through those 25 types, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to get into it. I mean, we're going to get into it in the first season, but we really gonna get into it. It's going to be lots of deep dives. So we hope you're excited to join us on Typing Tuesday.
These questions in the chat, y'all are too much.
Yeah, y'all are doing a lot.
They're like, why y'all so cute? How do we get on your level? Y'all hiring? Y'all need interns? Y'all
please.
Oh, what's an Airtable? Wait, that's actually a good question.
Airtable, like, first of all.
Oh, go ahead.
No. Bionic cannot answer. We have a strict schedule.
The best. And I love it very much. It is how you can be able to run because it is how we have content calendars. You can plan things, all the programs we're talking about. It's awesome.
It's a spreadsheet on steroids.
But it is a time management system. If you've heard of Asana, if you've heard of Trello, it is that, but just a spreadsheet formed.
Yes. And then there are like color coding. You can filter things, and then when you're done, it just goes whoosh and it like disappears. It's the best. I love it so much. Anyway, okay, moving on. So next thing, I think Portia should take it, is the YouTube series that we are working on currently called Things We Imagine.
Yeah, there's this little channel called For All Nerds, and they happen to be friends of ours. So they're hosting this little show. This is a conversation we had to not denounce ourselves. So I'm just saying that. There's this show that we're doing. Really excited about. Been getting really cool guests. This is coming from both Bayan and I being really like hype whenever we get to talk to creators. Like, we just love it. And fantasy creators in particular. So that's what the whole series is. Hopefully it's like a roadmap into getting to know some creators that you may not have heard of outside of us, bringing them to light. So the first episode was some debut authors from the beginning of the year. We're going to have an episode coming up with more debut authors from 2021. Next episode, you may see some familiar faces because that's going to be some podcast hosts you may know. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Well,
And
next episode is artists, and then the one after that.
well, yeah, the one that
drops on
I know of being next because I'm scheduling it currently.
Yeah.
Not the one coming out on Saturday. That's the other one.
I was scared because I was like,
how are y'all going to do it? It is Wednesday.
Right, the reverse time. We have time turner no one knows about. We're just going to break all these out.
Yeah. Oh, the name of it is...
That's
Things We Imagine.
Yeah.
I thought I said that. Maybe not.
Yeah, you did. It's like and it's on a playlist. If you go to the For All Nerds YouTube channel, you'll see a playlist called Things We Imagine, and that's where all the videos are.
Yeah. And much like we were talking to Jesse and Lark about the Gaily Prophet, that was in terms of names. It was definitely one that was like, oh, how is no one using this?
But it's also sad because it's like when you try to search it on YouTube, it's like everything Solange. So you have to you have to play with that.
Figure out the SEO for that. But
yeah. I tried that yesterday. I was just like, oh wait, it's just a lot of people doing bad covers. No. So go to For All Nerds on YouTube.
Go to For All Nerds and then you can find, or you can go on our website. You can click
direct link.
Black Girls Create.
Or if you're following Black Girls Create, and we also have things we imagine Instagram and Twitter accounts.
Yep.
If you're following any of those accounts, we're tweeting out the links, sharing the links, so you should have access to get there quickly, directly. But if you're just like, I just want to subscribe to the channel that you're on, that's For All Nerds.
Yep. Brittany has a question. Any advice for someone starting a podcast for the first time?
Just do it. Figure out a schedule.
Just do it.
Just do it. No, but the starting a podcast now is actually really easy technology-wise, right? Like, if you want to get a good mic, great. But find a quiet place and figure out a schedule and get things done and be consistent. That's it, really. Like, the technology is to the point where you can make a podcast on your cell phone. Cell phone mics are good if you're in a quiet enough spot. Don't worry about like the technical stuff. Figure out like, what am I trying to say? What's my point of view? How do I want this to happen? Like, do I want to do this weekly? Do I want to do this bi-weekly? Do I want to do this monthly? And then how can I make sure that however I do it, I'm going to be consistent with it? Because you're not going to put out your first episode and it's going to be an instant success. There are 80 billion podcasts in the world. That's a scientific number, completely correct. There are 80 billion podcasts in the world, and it's hard to find podcast. But if I'm looking for one and I run across your podcast and I see that there was one episode 3 months ago and then another episode 2 weeks ago or whatever, and it's not consistent, then I'm not going to spend the time to like invest in that. We read fanfic, right? Y'all know when you get to the end of a fanfic with that question mark and it ain't been updated.
That's why you can't start it.
I'm not saying you don't start it. So be consistent. Know that you're going to do it when you say you're going to do it. What helped us, Wizard Team, is that we really early on said Wizard Team Wednesday. And then
Typing Tuesdays.
Tuesdays.
That's it.
We started opening it up to the chat. Like, you know what I mean? So then we were like, okay, well, we have to record on this date, and we always recorded, and it's something that we could rely on. So
I would just add to that, if the consistency is daunting for you, make it a smaller goal. Like Connie and I were like, we're going to do one season because we know our schedules will not allow for us to be like always churning out content. And I mean, obviously at this point we have more planned, but when we first started, we were like, we'll do the one season, see how it goes, see what it is. And, you know, here we are about to put it out and already planning season 2.
Right. And I think that that's totally fine. Like a limited edition podcast is great. Yeah, just like Thursdays.
Thuggin' Thursdays.
Yeah, but like but just know what you want to say and how and what sets you apart, and then do that thing.
If you want it to be, like we said, a limited series, like think about, TV shows these days, sometimes they're going to go on forever and it's 22 episodes for 5, 6, 7 seasons. And if you think you can't do that, do one season and have it tell a complete story about something. So like whatever you're going to talk about, like make it in themes or make it, by a subject or something, so that like me and Delia are doing, so that you can keep contained to this one thing. And then if you see that and it's like 5 episodes and it's about this one thing, that's fine. And then you can decide if you want to keep going, but it's okay to do something that's a limited series versus something that's gonna has to go on forever, which is a lot of people, I think, tend to want to do. And I don't think you have to do it that way.
Yeah.
So
be consistent, have the content, don't worry about the technology. That's it.
Yeah. And then where am I? I just saw it and then disappeared. Oh, Allison says, when did we, I guess me and Robin, feel as if we had a following?
Their faces.
Know.
People listening can't see their faces, but they were great.
Actually, I do have one.
I have two. Go ahead.
Okay, so we 4 years ago? Yeah, about 4 years ago. We went to. Technically, we were going to WonderCon, but it was my birthday, and we have a friend, Christelle, who listens to the podcast too. Was a friend of the podcast who was working at Disney at the time, and so like was able to get us into Disney. So instead, it was like, oh, we'll go to WonderCon, but we went to Disneyland. But there was a moment like early in the an early conversation that we were having with Christelle, and she mentioned something. I think first she introduced herself and she was super excited, and I was like, for me, like okay. And then she had mentioned something, I think about I don't know, it was like something that I had mentioned on the podcast, but it was like maybe about my brother or something. So she asked me and then was like, oh wait, no, that's weird because we don't know each other kind of thing. And I was like, well, no, I could see how you get there because I talk about him on the podcast. So I think that was like the moment where I was like, oh, people listen to this. It's not just like Connie, Portia, and Amani. Like it's I was like, oh.
Do you remember when you only had one brother? Because like I feel like that had to be.
Do I?
Because when you said she asked me about my brother, I'm like,
you're like, which brother? It was 4 years ago, so it was only
It was only one.
There was only one.
Now I have one.
Now I have three. You had 5 siblings. Now you have
I had 4. I had 4
and
siblings.
now you have 6.
No. I had 3 siblings. Now I have 5.
You had 3 siblings.
There we go. Math.
I had 3 siblings. Now I have 5.
No, not when we started.
Yeah, when we started, Aminata was here, and that was it.
I'm doing wrong. I'm doing the math wrong.
When we started, Ami was 3, and then now we have 2 more.
I was counting you because when I think of the I always count you.
I'm not my own sibling.
I know. So I have like 2 times. One was Connie on Twitter, because that was the first person that was like, oh, I don't know them, right? Like I knew Amani from Twib. He's been bullying me across platforms for years.
He's not here to defend himself.
That's
it's his
crazy.
Birthday.
It's his birthday, but like he used to make fun of me on Twib, and then he was like, oh, she's doing this. Great.
I like it.
Nothing's gonna change.
That I like.
And it's a thing I like and know about. I was like, really? What are the odds that you but Connie like tweeted at us, and we were on BART when we saw it. I don't know where we were going.
I think
we were on BART going to Oakland, because we were on BART going back to my place in Oakland, because first we started being like super excited that like this random person was listening to us.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like, oh, it's not someone that we were like, hey, I have this podcast, like a one
you,
connection.
Told them, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, because I remember being like, Bianna, do you know her? And then you were like, no. And I was like, oh my God, we have like a organic listener. And then by the time we got to my place in Oakland, she was still tweeting at us, and we were like, wait, she's in New York, go to bed. And that's when like Connie as a vampire, that all happened in like one go. And I feel like that I'm very confident that we were on BART, because that's the only way I remember that being that.
I think you said that you were very early after you were like, who are you? Go to bed.
Yeah, it was like the arc of like, oh my God, we're really excited.
Like, you should be in bed.
Yeah, we were like, hold up. Yeah. And then this is also kind of Connie's fault. I was in New York at my friend's wedding, and a lot of my friends had been like, I don't know what you do. You hop from whatever to whatever. Like, and I was like, well, I've been doing this thing pretty consistently. But none of them are into Harry Potter. None of them listen to my podcast, whatever. And we were going to get cookies at some cookie spot randomly in New York. And I went up to order, and I was like, oh, can I have blah, blah, blah? And they asked for my name, and I was like, Robin. And she goes, oh, Robin Ravenclaw? And that was freaky to me, because I was like,
How did they automatically know that?
Hold up.
Right. And she was like a black girl, and so I'm searching through my Rolodex of memory, which is bad as hell anyway.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I know this person, and this is very like embarrassing because I think she's like kindly trying to be like, you know me, and I don't know. And then she was like, oh yeah, I follow you on Twitter and I love your podcast and I know Connie or something like that. And Connie had just posted a picture of me or something. So I was top of her mind. Something like that. And all of my friends were like, oh my God, Robin's famous. She didn't recognize this girl wanted her autograph. I was like, she wanted to sell me some cookies, calm down. But like, it was one of those things where it was one of the first times too that I was like, oh, we have a following of like the people we wanted to listen. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, oh, look at nerdy black girl. Yes, do your thing. And like, also.
Yeah, now I think about it, I feel like I was, that just reminded me when I was in Chicago, I think it was the last, like right before I moved back, and we were doing this big event and somebody was volunteering and somehow they knew me from Wizard Team. It was the weirdest, like, I think I like didn't text, like then they were like asking about Robin and I was like, oh, like, and at that point, like had been around enough that it wasn't like a shock, but it was weird to be recognized in that way, I guess, without saying like, oh, I am this person.
Yeah. It was like very much a like, oh, I would like this cookie. My name is Robin. And then like you could see the light bulb go off in her head. And I think like it was all like one of those like ding 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 things. And then I was like, oh. But it also I can't remember who you are. I can't remember the name of the cookie place. It was like in upper East Side. I don't know. It was somewhere kind of near the park. I don't know. I'm not from New York. But thank you because
do you know how long the park is?
Shut up, girl. Yes, I do. I know that didn't help, but it was a cookie place near a park. I was hungover as hell. Leave me alone. Wow. But thank you because you validated my existence to my friends.
And that's what really matters, you know?
Absolutely.
You know?
So we should start winding down.
We're gonna hang out here forever.
Like, didn't we come in to get the party up? Like, isn't that what happens?
That's why you brought up the squint.
Yep.
So can we also just say that, like, yes, we have a lot of things going on, but like the squint meetings.
They have gotten better. They've
gotten way better.
They've gotten way better.
Like, first of all, I worked very hard on those agendas and making them not
here's the thing, though. They used to be, and I kid you not, one went 8 hours. And I don't.
One went 8.
Part of the problem here is that we're friends, and just like on Wizard Team, tangents galore. So we'll be meeting,
like
something, we'll go off tangent, and then we'll be meeting. But also, we do a lot of things, and so at least meetings have lasted like 3 hours, 6 hours. I very specifically remember one was like we started at 5, and I got off the phone at like 3 a.m. So,
but it's also like now we'll be on for 8 hours.
Meeting a month. We only had one meeting a month, and now we have more meetings a month. So they can be shorter.
Except, really, what it is
the one that went 8 hours was the one in which we were like, okay, this has to be.
Yes.
But I will say too,
all the friendship stuff to after, and it's just like, nope, hold it in, hold it in until after, and then it's not the meeting anymore. We're just hanging out. It's the after party,
and also like not talking about all of it at the same time. It's like talk about these specific things, and then we do all that, and then we can spend the other 6 hours just talking.
It's also really funny too because we'll be like,
you don't like Robin apparently.
You don't, but we'll be very clear about like we're not doing ideas yet. We just want to get no ideas. We just want to get the bare bones logistics done, and then 40 minutes later, after Portia has given her laundry list of ideas, Connie's like, oh, and we could also do this.
No. You don't put it all on Portia. It's you and Portia. And I will be like, let's do this thing to corral y'all's two's like brain ideation. Okay? You can't just be putting it on other people, Robin. You are the queen ideator.
The queen, Portia, be like, can we have a meeting
Robin.
to go over my list of ideas in this one notebook, and then we can have another meeting for the next notebook of ideas.
No,
So I
Robin,
might
you
have
literally-
some ideas. I might have. I'm not saying I don't have ideas. I'm just
It's not
saying.
some. It's not some.
Robin, you do sell yourself as like, I'm an idea person. Like, I have the idea.
You're like, I don't want to do the thing. I just want to come up with the ideas.
I did want to come. I do want to just come up with the ideas, but of the five of us,
I can't decide who has the more ideas, but y'all are neck and neck.
And Bayana's just writing them down like, okay.
She does. She be.
So it's like, and then
Portia's face right now is killing me. I'm gonna get red. I'm gonna be in so much trouble. I love you. You know that.
So Bayana synthesizes it all, and then she decides which of the ideas that were chaotically thrown out in the meeting get made. Like, she'll give us a thread in the Slack, like, okay, we're doing X, Y, and Z. And it's fine because none of us remember the ideas we threw out at the meeting anyway, because only Bayana can retain it.
Well, I write it down.
Yeah,
oh my god. Maggie says that she found Wizard Team by falling in love with me at LeakyCon, and it's mutual. We were married.
Robin got
That's Robin.
I'm married to Delia too. I'm married to Delia too.
Also as well.
Also and as well. She ain't put
the
a ring on
Regency
it yet,
romance
but
in the chat.
Yeah.
The three of us.
Love that. I burned for you.
Anyway, are we doing anything retirement related here? Are we talking about any fave Wizard Team episodes, fave moments, things that make you go,
And it's back on track. But also, nah.
I mean, but with
we
the-
should do we should do one final MVP and bench.
But also, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. MVP and benched for the entirety of Wizard Team, I guess.
Yep.
Whoa.
Can
Wait.
we do bench first? Because I feel
Yes.
like bench is easy.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Period.
A collective, I think, agreement there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Portia's like, I might be able to come up with something.
Oh, and
no,
Snake.
me. I have to make it a system issue. Yes. The entire capitalist complex in which an author can just be like, I'm going to create a thing, and then I'm also going to keep making money off of it, and y'all were gonna just be sad, and guess what? I'm gonna speak her. So F the system for allowing that to happen.
Yep.
If you're harming people, you should okay, your time's done now. That was cute. Bye-bye.
No comment.
Honey, it's fine. You got to do what you got to do. You're not the system. You just live in it. You're not the system. You just live in it. That's it. Say it to yourself 10 times fast. Yes. I also think that we should bench every single person who changed their Twitter handle to a bikini pun that one time.
That's literally all
bullying on a massive
personal
scale.
vendetta, and that's personal. That's a personal vendetta.
That was bullying. That was cyberbullying on a massive scale.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all were giving me.
I don't even see how that is even bench worthy. Like, of all the actual things that have happened on
It was a good
time.
It was the best.
Giving me hives.
I think that was the same day that it was like a Slack conversation as well. So like the different ways to talk about bikini,
people were like,
and it was hilarious.
Take them for
And Robin was busy at work, so
Everybody is saying
every time a burning
that
happens,
you're abusing your power, and that no.
Every time a burning happens is when Robin's away, the cats will play, and that's what happens.
He walks in like, what is this?
Okay, I remember
moment.
there was one burning where y'all were like, someone, I know exactly who, but I'm not going to go there. They know who they are as well.
Are we
was talking
bringing this
about
up
how
too?
they
Okay.
didn't like Luna. And I ended up having to film myself crying because I couldn't fully
You were
type
on a
out.
plane too, and so you had to come and download it all at once.
That was hilarious.
That was a thing.
I sat down in my
Oh, the
kitchen
burnings
for
are
like
hilarious.
2 seconds and then get up for like 3 hours. And I'm just like cackling at
Yeah.
my computer, and my mom's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's
I
just
don't know.
It's just it was like
we wait for Robin to get back. Like it was the whole thing."
I love how the burnings have come to the point. Well, I mean, we haven't had one in a long time. Not asking for
Knock
one,
on
just
wood.
saying a fact. It's come to the point where anytime there's a slight hint of perhaps there could be a little flame, it's like, okay, be careful, Robin's gonna come. Watch out, Robin might make it in here. Chill.
Archive
deleted
a
archive
massive
random.
channel. I had to like shut down a whole
that did
channel.
happen.
That was hilarious. That was great.
It
I
was
on
necessary.
that one.
It was
Wait,
necessary. That was Nicole's fault.
Oh, it was the.
Oh, okay,
she was
okay.
like
I was-
texting it.
it's
She also
that
said it in the
language.
chat, too.
Good lord.
Yeah.
I was thinking for a second that it was like Wizard Team coming back from the flame as another name, but it wasn't that. I remembered after that.
Yeah.
Because that was the first time it got that drastic, and I was like, wow, really? A name change?
Good time.
All right. So,
MV
did anyone else binge? I felt like, did we all say J.K. Rowling? And then
J.K.
put-
Rowling.
System?
J.K. Rowling in the system.
Word. Okay. MVP then?
Well, I don't know my MVP, but I would like to put up for consideration Brittany's MVP, which is Dean Miney. And as you can see, like the Wizard Team is ending. The Dean Miney agenda continues on.
Yeah.
Continues
Period.
forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I keep coming up with more and more and more. So I have 3 currently. One, the Angel.
Of course does.
Wait, who asked Connie? Sorry, I could just see where this is going. It's fine. Go ahead. It's fine. It's the last time. It's fine. I'm prepared.
She's got to go out with a bang.
We should have
known.
I didn't process when you first started talking, and I was like, oh shit, okay, but I'm good now.
I didn't even think I was gonna go there.
You said I have 3, so I was like, oh, okay, let me be ready.
Feels.
One, the Angel who introduced me to Wizard Team, and I was gonna keep it at that, but now I might as well
You
be
said
like,
you had 3, so you weren't gonna keep it like that.
I was gonna keep it like that and move on to 2 other ones that are unrelated.
Oh wait, there's more to one. Okay.
Oh, I didn't
okay.
realize there was more to one. Got it.
Yes, it was more than one. But now I'm gonna be like, in the first one, I think the Angel who introduced me to Wizard Team, because now y'all are some of my best friends, and my life has changed because of y'all. Moving on. 2, anyone who has supported me on the feelings bench agenda. Okay, everyone.
I'd like to add to my bench.
On the anyone who's been on the feelings bench team with me, you know who you are. I truly, truly appreciate you. And my third one is Delia, the Queen fanfic writer for Dean Miney reasons.
Okay, wait. I have 2. I have to MVP real quick. I'm gonna jump ahead. I have to MVP Connie for persevering as the lone puff in a sea
So hard, y'all.
of Ravenclaws who are just like, girl.
Like, none of these people like feelings. And listen,
Aren't
do my
you
best,
tired?
but
Because I'm
come
tired
out.
for you.
I am tired. I'm always tired.
Y'all in chat, there's more Hufflepuffs in the community now, but for a while it was real bleak for her. So
It was real
It was just me alone. Yeah, shout out to me and Bayana for making Blazer A. That's a MVP.
Oh, yeah. We did do
'cause
that.
I love Desiree so much.
how many MVPs is this for?
It's a lot. We just got a lot of most valuable players.
It's 275 episodes, 5.5 years.
That's true.
A lot.
Plus, sorry, put some respect on the bonus episodes names. We don't know
Yeah,
how many
we
those
have
are,
like
but
300
we have like
Yeah.
300 something episodes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. That's right.
All right.
Portia.
I mean, there's like the clear MVP who is there's 2 of them, and they are Bayana and Robin, and they started this whole thing. We would not be here talking about Harry Potter and know there were other Black folks who were into Harry Potter the way that we were, and who had the voice the same opinions, and who were like able to say the thing that we were like okay, yeah, my mom would have been mad too. You're right. Let's talk about it, And I think that's there's a lot of like validation that you don't realize that you gave a lot of people by having this podcast. And I think you see it, but you're also like, man, it's not like that, but it is. Like it really is. And so thank you so much for being in that space. Thank you so much for like inviting me into this little pocket here. But particularly for that, but particularly for all the laughs, because seriously, those laughs were needed. They were random, very, very random. And that's my favorite kind of laugh. Like I just need them to
literally
be
started this
nerdy
podcast.
and random.
Y'all literally started the podcast before the worst 4 years of four of the worst years of American history, especially in recent years. It was necessary.
But it was also a really good time. It was really good timing because we went for
team timing.
It was just woo. Like whenever it fell apart, so was the books were ending. So it was just.
I remember looking forward to listening to my podcast at work because even that was a time, like personally and the general world was a time. And like literally it was so difficult because my office was so quiet. And I just remember like being like hunched over my desk, like crying, laughing, like I am dying, but trying to like
and every single
laugh
person,
quietly.
Yes. Shout out to every single person who has had to snort quietly or hide their face or like muffle their laughter because it was gonna burst out of them because of something one of the two of you said. Like
everybody who was riding the subway when Robin was busting out.
Like the places where I've prevented, and this was pre-mask. So like nowadays, maybe we could get away with it. It's just like, cover your face. But I'm just like,
just look down. You gotta look down to your and just look down. But also like Luna, Aminata.
Thank you.
They also like would not have the color that was brought to the show without those moments. It's
true.
Every single Maggot moment, every single Amani moment, every single time Deb was on team porridge with me. I appreciate that. I see you, Deb.
Team porridge. That also lives on. Don't y'all forget where you came from. It's team porridge every day.
Portia, Agent of Shade. Yes. She earned that title. She earned that.
Jenny is not kidding. I don't care. I know people like Jenny. I don't care. I don't
Deb said, still in the Great Hall. To this day. I'm gonna MVP like everyone here, everyone that has listened, everyone that has supported us. I'm also gonna MVP Luna Lovegood Fitzgerald and Bai for being just the best accidental co-host with her Night Terrors. And yeah, I think that like it was one thing that I always say, like, we would have been doing this anyway because I love Bayana and I love talking about Harry Potter with Bayana, but it's also like really great to like, I looked forward to hanging out with my friends in the chat and I looked forward to talking about this nonsense. And I, loved the validation of me thinking something is funny and then other people also thinking that thing is funny, or me thinking something is awful and then other people thinking that thing is awful, because there's so many times in which you just feel very alone in like your fandom and whatever. You feel, I am weird. That's fine. Embrace the weird. But like, you feel like there's no one else who thinks about these things the way that you think about these things. And then you find out that your cousin, who you're almost a decade older than, is thinking about these things. And you decide, I'm just going to start driving up to the Bay Area so we can talk and read. And then I'm going to move to the Bay Area so these conversations don't have to end. And then she's like, hell, this was a bad idea. I'm going to move away from you. And you're like, wow. But there are people there the whole time.
All this revisionist history.
There are people there with you the whole time. And it just is like very validating. So thank you.
I have somebody want to MVP, but first I want to add on to Portia, so I kind of have two MVPs. Obviously Robin and Bayana are the reasons for the seasons. I also just want to politely, respectfully, scratch out the respect, Don't eat it. I don't think it would be right to like end this chapter without acknowledging that not only did Bayana and Robin like provide this space for like Black Potterheads to congregate, but they like actually went out into these white spaces and physically showed up to try and create space and community for Black nerds, specifically Black Potterheads, which while maybe fandom-wide was not appreciated, I know because they did that, it reached the people it needed to reach and made a lot of people feel seen and found. Ultimately, at the end of the day, to the a detriment to themselves, which is why we kind of we're moving on. We're doing other things once everything opens back up. We're doing other things, but I just want to acknowledge that. Like that is also why they should be MVP, because it's one thing to make a podcast, but it's another thing to physically go into these spaces, and so that takes a lot.
Too much.
Exactly. You know. My other MVP is all of our Patroni. Oh, okay, yes. Well, that's always. That is the most photogenic dog, y'all. If y'all have not seen Luna, y'all should. Y'all follow Robin. I'm sure you do have, but the most beautiful.
Thank you. This is all I wanted to hear. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
But and I say that as somebody who has a family dog who I love very much, but he has nothing on Luna. So
he don't got some eyes. He don't be smizing.
The smize. Okay. Anyway, so my MVP officially is all of our Patroni, anybody who's supported the podcast and supported Black Girls Create throughout our journey, even if you're a Patroni just for a second, like without you guys, like this thing doesn't work. Like it does, like we it literally cannot happen. So for everybody who's, even if you're not a regular Patroni, even if you just dropped us a couple cheering charms here and there, like that really has made all the difference and allowed us to grow beyond just a cute little chat with Robin and Bayana, talking to Portia, Connie, and Amani, and that's it. So we appreciate y'all. So y'all are also MVPs.
I want to slightly amend my bench. It's J.K. Rowling still, but it's also my bones, which have only gotten weaker. The longer we've done them.
I wasn't
your own body.
My body was
Your
so
own
much
bones.
longer before we started Wizard Team, and now I am just, I'm saying this as I had to like prop my leg up on my bookshelf because my knee is uncomfortable. So that MVP, I echo what everyone else has said, but I want to specifically MVP Robin, because without Robin, none of this would have happened, like at all. Not BGC, not Wizard Team, like Connie, relax, none of it would have happened. Like when I texted Robin and was like, do you want to start a blog? If she had said no, I would not have started a blog. Like, not that I wouldn't have been able to, like, intellectually, but just like as my personality is and like all that stuff, like it would not.
She's a shy girl.
Yeah, so shy. And at this point, like I'm able to, I think in doing this with Robin, I've been able to have or find I guess tools or like different like strategies to kind of get around being shy, but that's still like the like core of who I am and how I've grown up. And so knowing that like this person who I love and I've known for a long time is there and has my back and has like can meet me with the energy that I need is like invaluable and is why all of this is happening. So yeah.
Y'all dumb. Bayana says all of that stuff, and I think that like what's missing here is that I said yes, but like it wouldn't have happened without her. I would have forgotten 2 days later. Like there's so many times, y'all, I stopped reading the chapters beforehand, like by the second book. I was like, oh, prep work. Who does that?
What's that?
I consistently, even today before we started this, she came in, she's like, are you ready? And I was like, oh yeah, can you send me everything that I need to be doing right now? Because I don't know where it is. Like spreadsheets, Airtable, like she not only has ideas, but she like focuses and puts them into fruition, and she doesn't let them drop, especially if they matter. And just in general, Bayana has literally saved me multiple times. And there have been times when I've had to call and be like, hey, fun story. I can't leave this place unless you come get me. Or I am stuck here, or I'm having a mental breakdown, or whatever. And she has like stepped up and saved me and been there for me. And like, low key, high key, I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. And so, and does it all while still like with the audible side eye and like making it look easy. And so, yeah, like whatever. Feelings are stupid.
They are.
And I don't want them. And I reject this emotion. And I just want to go back and listen and finish this Regency romance. But Bayana did this thing. And also, if she would have told me that 5 years later we would have an LLC and I would be chief community whatever, and I got to do taxes and shit, I've been lied to. First off, this was a scam. It's a fraud. Someone call my lawyer, who is also her mother, but call her because I've been scammed.
I've been vote against you.
I've been filling out these forms this week, like, oh, this is
real life,
legit.
But at least y'all are LLC Negroes.
Man,
who
would have thought?
Also, we're LLC Negroes with no passport. I don't have a passport. I lost it, and then I just never renewed it because we can't go nowhere.
See, I was like, ooh, I definitely got mine.
Y'all definitely got passports though. Like, okay, but you had one and you was traveling though.
I just have to spend the $100 to get a new one. But by the time I realized I lost it, I was like I need with a passport.
But you were internationally traveling, so you at one point in your life you were both.
I can't go nowhere, and I don't have Jordans either. Damn it!
I don't have Jordans. Yeah, I definitely don't have Jordans.
Are Jordans, so it kind of balances there.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's claim it. Like me too.
Check.
Okay, we should wrap up because I knew this was gonna be what it was because it's the final episode. And what's the final Wizard Team episode?
I was fine.
About 3 hours going.
Look at my apple.
Started yelling at me.
Connie, we have to preemptively. It's just like we gotta make sure.
And you did it anyway.
Yeah,
you did it anyway.
You kicked it
Not
off.
really. Y'all, Robin will be here almost crying.
I know, but
that's Robin.
I always cry.
And y'all
I have a chemical imbalance in my brain. How dare you? This is ableism.
Me too.
All right, yeah,
it's time to go. My gosh.
Oh, hi. If y'all
you're taking the same meds, come on now.
Want to find the things that we do and that we continue doing, including the Nerds Are Typing, which premieres next Tuesday. Things We Imagine, which next episode is this Saturday, and then we have monthly from there, or continuing monthly. And then like programs that we have coming up. We got the Kuma Kickback coming up soon. We got
Quick
lots
pills.
of things.
Mayana, what is a kickback? What is a
Kuma Kickback? Really briefly, is a digital convention celebrating fandom and like creation, and it's gonna be fun. Like lots of things popping off. And yeah, if you want to stay informed about all of the things that we are doing and will continue to do and we'll be announcing and all that, you can do that.
Oh my gosh, the chat, the feelings. Oh no, we gotta go.
Anyway, BLK at BLK Girls Create on Twitter, at Black Girls Create on Instagram. Support us by becoming a Patronus or sending a cheering charm at blackgirlscreate.org/support. Buy merch. Again, we have this 40% off bundle for Wizard Team Essentials through Sunday, so
don't sleep on it.
I got my shirt.
Oh yeah,
Where's the thingy?
It's coming. So yeah.
I finally got my. So y'all know that I have the notorious single blue Black Wizards name shirt.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I didn't wear it here because I was trying to be supportive of like what we got in the store. And I finally got the black one now that we upgraded it from the Serafina into Celestina, and I feel like I'm ready.
Yeah,
You know?
I got
Yes.
mine because mine is the Connie's got the one.
I am wearing my one of one
Exclusive.
Orpheus.
One of
Yeah,
one. She said, "Oh, I'm
exclusive.
black."
It just was cold in my apartment, but one of one.
Yeah.
Don't ask about it.
Iron.
Because
Don't
We're
ask.
moving
we
on, and
can't.
also it's too much, and we can't. That's
Yeah.
why I took one. 'Cause I ordered it too fast.
She ordered it, and then they were like, "Eh."
They were like, "Oop, no."
They were like, "Ooh, that was a mistake. That was a mistake." But whatever.
Her ordering it is probably why no one else can.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I've been a great.
I also love though. I love though that they were like, "We're still gonna print this and take your money. You just can't sell anymore."
After that.
Somebody got made up. Whoever printed it was like, "Wait a minute, did we approve this?"
I guess
Like,
we still
well,
gotta
made it
send it
out.
though.
Gotta send
The
it
money
out.
went through.
I mean, we just printed it, so
Right.
And then we have next Friday on the 23rd, we're celebrating World Book Day.
Yes.
Which is a bunch of stuff that talking about Robin and Portia ideating. It's
Literally their thing.
them ideating. But it'll be really fun. So stay tuned for more info on that. There's a giveaway happening that we're partnering with the Wonders of the World Book and Toy Store, and they're doing a giveaway. If you check out our social media, you'll see like how to enter to win a copy of The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna, which is an amazing book, and you want it, and so you should get it.
Yes.
And again, you can find everything that we do at blackgirlscreate.org.
Yeah. And keep
that's-
creating, keep black girling if you're a black girl. If you're not, don't do that. Please.
don't pretend like you're a black girl and go work for Marvel.
Yeah.
Don't
Keep
do
black
that.
personing, but if you're not a black person, don't be blacking. Got it?
Yeah,
Got it.
And but you can create though. Do that part.
All of
Yeah,
y'all
that
be creating.
part.
Everybody
All of
create.
y'all be creating. And we will see you in our next adventure. We're not going anywhere. We're just
Y'all
not
gonna see
talking
us.
about this boy wizard anymore.
Y'all gonna see us tomorrow.
Who wants to talk about the stay? Come on, y'all.
To clarify,
Or
on the
Roses?
nerds are typing. We will talk about the boy wizard a little, a smidge.
I mean, yeah, we're not gonna never talk about the boy wizard.
We're not never gonna talk about him, but
It's just gonna.
just not weekly on Wednesday.
Where does he live, Robin? In your heart? That's where he lives.
This heart is where you live.
Oh,
This
Lord.
heart.
This heart. Oh, wait. All right.
This is it, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Nice.
Bye.
Thanks for coming.
To
Brittany, stop singing show tunes.
the